contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
Really interesting this time around because we've got a bunch of sources, articles, live stream snippets, even a promotional video, all pointing to one thing.
And what's that?
He's bringing AI into his content in a big way.
Now, coming straight from the lion's den, your host.
All right, today we're going to take a deep dive into the world of Hustleman 3.0.
Oh yes, Hustleman.
You know the guy? Always kind of pushing the boundaries of content creation, with the whole like Skyjet and the futuristic vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting this time around because we've got a bunch of sources, articles, live stream snippets, even a promotional video, all pointing to one thing.
And what's that?
He's bringing AI into his content in a big way.
It seems like every creator is talking about AI these days, but Hustleman is really taking it to another level.
He is, and what's interesting is he's not just using AI behind the scenes, he's like making it a character, a part of his live stream.
You're talking about Esteban, right?
Yeah, Esteban, the AI persona. It's wild, he's actually interacting with viewers, like in real time.
I saw a clip where he was answering questions during a Q&A.
It's not just answering questions though. I saw another one where he was helping Hustleman design like a whole merch line.
It's incredible how seamlessly he's integrated this AI into his content.
So it's not just a gimmick, it's actually like woven into the whole Hustleman universe.
Right, it's like Esteban is part of the narrative, like he can run scans on the Skyjet.
I saw that too. And he could like activate the cloaking technology.
It's like having a co-host who can pull up information control elements of the stream and like banter with viewers all at the same time.
It's next level stuff. And Hustleman is really smart about how he's using it to build engagement.
What do you mean?
Well, he's encouraging viewers to join his membership program to get like more Esteban content exclusive behind the scenes looks at how it all works.
That's brilliant. He's creating a whole community around this AI integration.
It's like he's gamifying the whole content creation process.
And it seems to be working. People are flocking to the live streams asking Esteban questions using the custom emojis that he designed.
They're buying into this whole experience.
Speaking of buying in, did you catch that part where they were talking about King Smarty's new blockchain TV network?
King Smarty TV. Yeah.
Hustleman and Esteban were discussing, it seems like it's a platform for creators who want to operate outside traditional media structures.
Uncensored content, raw and uncut, right?
Exactly, a lot of emphasis on that. And Hustleman even mentioned something about getting a slot on King Smarty TV.
Oh yeah, he wants to create the Jedi sector.
The Jedi sector, interesting. I wonder what kind of content they're planning.
Knowing Hustleman, it's going to be something totally out there.
No doubt it'll be innovative and boundary pushing.
I love that part in one of the live streams where Esteban had to clarify to some viewers that he is in fact AI.
Oh yeah, right? Like, just in case anybody thought Hustleman had a secret twin or something.
I mean, it can get pretty confusing.
It's important though that transparency, especially when you're dealing with something as potentially confusing as AI,
Yeah.
that can interact so convincingly.
So it seems like Hustleman is bringing in some family to help manage this whole operation.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. His sister Kenya is now an executive producer.
Yeah,
She's brainstorming ideas and might even join the live streams.
that makes a lot of sense. It suggests he's taking this seriously, building a team to support this evolution in his content.
It's not just a one-man show anymore.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. He's talking about writing a book.
Right. And he was even saying that he might use Esteban to help with the writing process.
Wow, an AI co-author? That's fascinating.
And then there's this other video concept he mentioned, the quantum time shift. This one sounds really ambitious and personal.
Quantum time shift.
Yeah, he's envisioning himself floating in space surrounded by images of his deceased family members.
So he's using technology to explore these really deep emotional themes.
It's got a blend of science fiction and emotional exploration, all powered by AI.
This guy is really on another level.
He is, and it's just amazing to see how he's using AI, not just for like practical purposes, but to explore these bigger ideas and emotions.
Yeah, I think it speaks to the potential of AI to do so much more than just, create funny videos or write marketing copy.
Exactly. It's like AI is becoming a tool for self-expression, for exploring the human condition.
That's a really interesting way to put it, and it makes you wonder what else is possible,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to use AI to connect with something deeper.
definitely. And speaking of the potential of AI, Hustleman didn't really get into the specifics of how Esteban works, but he did emphasize that he's teaching others how to integrate AI into their own content through his membership program.
So he's not just keeping this to himself, he's like empowering other creators to explore the possibilities.
Right. And that makes me wonder what creation landscape as a whole.
It's hard to say for sure, but if more creators start using AI in really innovative ways, we could see a major shift in how content is produced and consumed.
Imagine a world where AI is helping with everything from brainstorming ideas to like actually editing videos.
It would free up human creators to focus on the more nuanced aspects of their work.
It's like giving creators a superpower, a way to amplify their creativity and reach a wider audience.
Exactly. But of course, with any new technology, there are always potential downsides to consider as well.
Right. What are some of the challenges creators might face as they start incorporating AI into their workflows?
Well, one challenge could be making sure that the AI aligns with their creative vision,
So it's got to feel authentic. It can't just be like generic AI generated stuff.
Exactly. If the AI is creating content that doesn't feel true to the creator's voice, it could alienate their audience.
That makes sense. So creators need to maintain control over the creative process. They need to use AI as a tool to enhance their own abilities, not replace them entirely.
Right. It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where human creativity and AI innovation work together seamlessly.
I like that. And what about the audience? How do we manage their expectations as they become more accustomed to AI-powered content?
That's another challenge. Their expectations for interactivity and personalization might increase as AI becomes more prevalent.
So creators will need to find ways to keep pace with those evolving expectations while still delivering authentic and engaging experiences.
It's a constant evolution, right? A race to stay ahead of the curve.
And then there are the bigger picture questions, the societal implications of AI.
Like how AI will impact the job market.
Yeah, what happens to those jobs if AI can automate tasks that were previously done by humans?
It's a valid concern and one that a lot of industries are grappling with right now.
And then there's the issue of bias. If the AI is trained on biased data, it can perpetuate those biases in its output.
That's a crucial point. We need to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly with safeguards in place to mitigate potential harm.
So there are definitely challenges, but I still think AI has the potential to revolutionize the way we create and experience content.
I agree. And Hustleman is just one example, but he's showing us what's possible when you combine human ingenuity with AI innovation.
And he's not alone, right? We're seeing AI being used in all sorts of creative ways across tons of industries.
From music and art to filmmaking and writing, it's a really exciting time to be witnessing this technological evolution unfold.
It really is. Speaking of exciting developments, let's talk about this Jedi sector that Hustleman and Esteban are creating on King Smarty TV.
Yeah, what do you think they have in store for us?
It's hard to say for sure, but knowing Hustleman, it's probably going to be something that pushes the boundaries of traditional content.
He's always been a disruptor,
Yeah.
someone who challenges conventions and experiments with new formats.
And now with Esteban by his side, who knows what they'll come up with. This AI partnership seems to be unlocking a whole new level of creativity for him.
King Smarty TV seems like the perfect platform for them to explore these new frontiers. It's a space where creators are encouraged to be themselves, to express themselves freely.
It's like the Wild West of content creation. Anything goes.
It'll be interesting to see how they navigate this uncharted territory and what kind of impact they have on the platform and its viewers.
This whole thing is just mind-blowing to me. AI co-hosts, quantum time shifts, a blockchain TV network where anything is possible. It feels like we're on the verge of a major paradigm shift in how we create and experience content.
I think you're right. It feels that way. And while we can't predict exactly how things will unfold, one thing is for sure, the future of content creation is going to be wild, unpredictable, and full of surprises.
I can't wait to see what happens next. But before we get too lost in speculation about the future, let's bring it back to the present. Okay, so we've been deep diving into this whole world of Hustleman 3.0 Esteban, the AI integration, and their plans for King Smarty TV.
It really does feel like we're looking at the future of online content creation.
I know, right? But with all this innovation and focus on what's coming next, there's one thing I keep coming back to.
It's that.
The human element.
You're right. As AI gets more and more sophisticated, we can't forget the importance of human creativity and empathy and connection.
Exactly. Can AI ever really replicate the kind of emotional depth and nuance that we see in like human storytelling?
That's a big question a lot of people are asking, that these days AI can analyze data and find patterns and even create text and images.
Right.
But can it really understand or express the full range of human emotions?
I mean, can an algorithm really get what it means to be human? To feel joy and grief, love and loss?
There's a certain magic that comes from the human experience, our ability to connect with each other on an emotional level.
And I think Hustleman gets that. Even with Esteban as his AI partner, he's still trying to explore these deeply personal themes in his content.
Absolutely, like with that quantum time shift video concept.
Yeah, he's using technology to tap into something really profound, something that speaks to the human experience of loss and memory.
He's using AI to bridge the gap between the digital world and the human heart.
As AI becomes more common in content creation, are we going to see more of this focus on deeper, more emotional themes?
It's definitely possible. Maybe AI can help us find new ways of understanding and expressing the human condition.
But at the end of the day, it's still up to human creators to use these tools in a way that's meaningful and authentic and connects their audiences on a deeper level.
It's a collaboration, a partnership between human creativity and AI, with the potential to create something really unique and powerful.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah,
And Hustleman is definitely a great example of what this kind of partnership can achieve.
he's a pioneer, he's pushing the boundaries, and it's exciting to see what he does next.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing our listeners should take away from all of this?
Embrace the possibilities, but never forget the human element. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's up to us to use it responsibly and ethically to make the human experience even richer.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Hustleman 3.0 and the future of content creation. As always, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the world of information.
Viewer discretion advised.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, so you sent this over and like, wow, this online discussion, it's wild. It's like a whole other dimension out there. We've got this online community and they're all buzzing about UFO sightings. But it goes way beyond your typical blurry footage. They're talking about spaceships, drones, even beings they call galactics. And at the center of it all is this figure they call King Smarty.
It really is a fascinating blend of beliefs, spirituality, technology, even a bit of what some might call conspiracy theory, all mixed together.
So they're weaving a whole new reality online. Okay, so let's set the scene here. After this event they called 12/12, which was kind of like a spiritual protest, people in this community started reporting this huge surge in UFO sightings.
Right, and the timing of that is interesting. They see it as a direct result of this 12/12 event.
But hold on, they're not calling them UFOs. They're talking about spaceships, drones, even those galactics we mentioned. And get this, they believe all these craft are under King Smarty's control, like he's conducting some kind of divine orchestra or something.
Right.
It's like he's a prophet in their eyes, receiving instructions from Dad, which is their term for God, or a higher power.
And they're not shying away from challenging the mainstream narrative either. I mean,
Right.
while news outlets are reporting these sightings as drones, this community is adamant that they're looking at advanced interdimensional ships, technology far beyond anything we can even comprehend.
It's really a classic example of how belief systems can shape our perception. They're seeing the same evidence, the same footage, but interpreting it through a totally different lens.
And it's not just random speculation. King Smarty himself steps right into the spotlight, claiming to be following direct orders from Dad.
And he doesn't hold back either, dismissing any attempts by governments to understand or control these UAPs.
As if they're completely powerless in this situation. And you know what else is interesting? King Smarty declared this year the year of disclosure. which ties in perfectly with all the increased public interest we're seeing in UAPs lately.
Right. It's like their narrative is tapping into this larger cultural phenomenon, and it makes you wonder what role they see themselves playing in this supposed disclosure.
Yeah, are they just observers or do they believe they're actively shaping events? Because from what I'm seeing,
Yeah.
they definitely think they're on the front lines of revealing the truth, sharing videos, interpreting events, and spreading King Smarty's message far and wide.
There's a real sense of urgency in their posts. Like they genuinely believe they're witnessing a profound shift in human history.
And it's not just about spaceships and otherworldly beings. They're talking about a whole new world order, a different way of living. And they see King Smarty at the very heart of it.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable the scope of their vision.
Oh, absolutely. They mentioned this thing called the movement, which sounds like a whole new society in the making. Educational programs with financial incentives, covering everything from space travel to business skills.
It's almost like a blueprint for a utopian future,
Yeah.
where education is not just valued, but actually rewarded.
And they're not just talking about learning, they're talking about healing too. King Smarty mentions these crystalline chambers, capable of restoring people, almost like a promise of redemption for those who feel wrong. Yeah, it speaks to a desire for a world where people can be whole again, individually and collectively.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on tight because things get even wilder. They're claiming some of these UAPs aren't just vehicles, but actual beings with extraordinary abilities, including teleportation. And get this, the power to snatch folks.
Wow, that definitely injects a dose of the fantastical into their narrative, blurring the lines between advanced technology and what some might call supernatural powers.
It definitely pushes the boundaries of what most people would consider believable. But for this community, it all seems to fit perfectly into their worldview.
They're not afraid to embrace concepts that others might dismiss as outlandish.
And that open-mindedness, that willingness to consider possibilities beyond the conventional, that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Absolutely. It forces us to confront our own assumptions about reality and how we make sense of the world around us.
Okay, but buckle up because there's a lot more to unpack. We've got JFK Jr. being alive and operating online, a blockchain TV platform where they claim they can speak freely, and plans to literally take over radio and TV broadcasts in the future. It's a lot to take in.
It is indeed, and it raises so many questions about the power of belief, the nature of truth, and the role of technology in shaping our understanding of the world. Let's take a moment to dive into some of those details and see what we can uncover.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Okay, so where should we start?
Well, I think we should start with the UAP footage, especially that triangular craft that's been making the rounds online. This community is absolutely convinced it's one of King Smarty's interdimensional ships, and they completely reject the mainstream media's explanation of it being a drone.
Right, they're pointing to its movements, saying there's no way a conventional aircraft could maneuver like that.
Exactly. They were lighting up the chat rooms, absolutely convinced it's proof of advanced technology.
It's a great example of how they filter information through their existing beliefs. They're actively seeking out evidence that supports their worldview and quickly dismissing anything that contradicts it.
But it's not like they're completely closed off to other possibilities. They did mention that some UAPs might not be physical ships at all. They talked about holograms and these things called orbs, which they believe are actually beings with some pretty wild abilities.
Ah, yes. The orbs. This is where their beliefs take an even more fascinating turn.
Right. They describe these orbs as capable of, as they put it, snatching folks. It almost sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
I know, it's pretty wild.
And they even suggested that some of these beings are supergalactic children. I have to admit, I'm struggling to wrap my head around that one.
It definitely stretches the imagination, but for this community, it all fits into their larger narrative. It's like they're building a whole mythology around King Smarty and his connection to these extraordinary beings.
Right. And this whole sense of a new world order keeps coming up, a shift in power. They seem to genuinely believe that the existing systems are crumbling, making way for something new, something better.
They view King Smarty as a key player in this transition, almost like a revolutionary leader guiding them towards a brighter future.
And they're not just waiting for it to happen either. They're talking about actively making it happen. Remember the movement we talked about with the educational programs and financial incentives?
Yeah, it's like they're creating a blueprint for this new world.
Exactly. They believe people should be rewarded for learning, not burdened by debt.
It's a radical departure from our current education system.
They went into detail about how it would work, explaining that people will get paid to participate in these programs, which cover everything from space travel and advanced technology to practical business skills. They even mentioned weight loss incentives.
It's a very specific vision of a world where self-improvement and personal development are highly valued, both by individuals and by society as a whole.
And to support this new world, King Smarty mentioned launching his own currency. They talked about redirecting wealth back to the people, providing a basic income, and even changing the food chain to eliminate unhealthy options.
It's like they're taking their utopian vision and trying to translate it into concrete action plans. They're not just dreaming of a better world, they're actively trying to build it.
And they seemed so confident that these changes were already in motion. They kept using the phrase, "We already changed all that," suggesting a sense of inevitability.
It's really intriguing how they blend spirituality,
Yeah.
technology, and social change into this cohesive narrative.
It really is.
They believe they're not just witnessing a shift in consciousness, but actively participating in it.
Okay. But here's where things take a truly unexpected turn. Remember we talked about them believing that JFK Jr. is alive and operating online?
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other rabbit hole.
Well, they went deep into that rabbit hole. And it gets pretty wild.
I can imagine.
They claim that after his father's assassination, JFK Jr. was placed under witness protection, given a new name, and subjected to horrific abuse to keep him silent. They even talk about clones and skin masks being used to deceive the public. It's like something out of a spy thriller.
It's a narrative that taps into existing conspiracy theories and a deep distrust of authority figures.
Right. For this community, JFK Jr. becomes a symbol of resistance, someone who escaped the clutches of a corrupt system and is now fighting back from the shadows.
It's a powerful story, regardless of whether or not it's true.
They believe that his entire family was killed and replaced with imposters, which really highlights the depth of their belief in a vast, powerful conspiracy controlling the world.
It's a pretty dark worldview.
It is, but it also speaks to a desire for truth and justice. They believe that the official narrative is a lie, and they're searching for answers outside of mainstream channels.
And they see JFK Jr.'s supposed reemergence as a sign of hope, a beacon of light in a world shrouded in deception.
His story becomes a powerful narrative tool for them. Whether it's true or not, it allows them to frame their struggle as part of a larger fight for freedom and truth.
Right.
They were really passionate about getting his message out there, urging listeners to seek out his supposed online channel and learn the real truth. They even talk about being moved to tears by his account of abuse and hardship.
This emotional element is crucial to their narrative. It's not just about cold, hard facts. It's about connecting with people on a deeper level, invoking empathy and righteous indignation.
It's definitely a powerful story. Regardless of whether or not it's true, it makes you wonder about the nature of belief and how easily we can be drawn into narratives that confirm our existing biases and fears.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that even in the age of information overload, we're still susceptible to misinformation and manipulation, especially when it comes wrapped in a compelling narrative that appeals to our emotions and desires.
So, what do we make of all this? Spaceships, angels, supergalactic children, a new world order, a resurrected JFK Jr., a charismatic leader claiming to be guided by a divine plan. It's a heady mix of spirituality, conspiracy theories, and a deep yearning for change.
It's a fascinating glimpse into the power of belief and how it can shape our perception of reality, drive our actions, and bind us together in communities.
It makes you wonder, even if we don't share their specific beliefs, what can we learn from their story? What does it tell us about the human need for meaning, purpose, and connection in a world that can often feel overwhelming and uncertain?
Those are great questions. And they lead us to one final, intriguing thread in this online discussion. They talk about King Smarty creating his own media platform, a place where they claim they can truly speak freely without censorship.
Oh, right. King Smarty TV. They're calling it a blockchain platform.
Yeah.
And they're actively encouraging people to join and contribute. It sounds like they're really trying to build a self-sufficient ecosystem, their own little world within the digital landscape.
It's a fascinating development, and it raises even more questions about the future of media, the control of information, and the power of online communities.
Well, maybe we can delve into that in the next episode. This is getting pretty deep.
Yeah, it is.
I think we need a break.
Me too.
All right, we'll be back soon with more on King Smarty TV and the future of online communities.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right, see you soon. So this King Smarty TV thing, it's interesting, right? At first I thought it was just another online channel, but they're presenting it as something from the mainstream media.
Yeah, they kept saying it's all about taking back control of the narrative.
Exactly. They're framing it as a direct response to what they see as censorship
Yeah,
and suppression of their message.
right. Like the truth is being hidden from the masses.
They believe that traditional media outlets are controlled by powerful forces who don't want the real truth to get out.
And they see King Smarty TV as the antidote to that, a place where they can finally speak freely.
It's all built on blockchain technology, which they see as a way to guarantee free speech and prevent anyone from controlling the narrative.
Okay, but I'm not really a tech person. Can you break that down for me? What's so special about blockchain in this context?
Sure. In simple terms, blockchain is a decentralized technology that makes it really difficult to alter or delete information once it's been recorded.
So it's like a permanent record.
Exactly. It's like a public ledger that everyone can see and verify.
Okay, I get it. So they're saying they can bypass the gatekeepers of traditional media and create a space where their message can't be silenced.
Precisely. And it's not just about King Smarty himself. They're encouraging everyone in the community to join and contribute their own content.
So they're building a whole ecosystem.
Right. It's a really interesting example of how online platforms are being used to create alternative realities.
And they're not stopping there. They even mentioned plans to eventually take over traditional radio and TV broadcasts.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they talked about using some kind of technology to override existing signals
Mm.
and replace them with their own programming.
Wow. That's ambitious.
It sounds a little far-fetched to me,
Yeah.
but they seem genuinely confident that it's possible,
Well, it definitely speaks to their determination to spread their message as widely as possible.
right? They believe they have a truth that needs to be heard, and they're not afraid to push the boundaries to get it out there.
It makes you wonder about the future of media and information in general.
Yeah, will we see more of these independent platforms emerge, challenging the dominance of traditional media outlets?
Certainly a possibility.
And how will that impact our understanding of truth and reality when we're bombarded with so many conflicting narratives?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It's a lot to think about.
It is. But one thing's for sure. The lines between belief and reality are becoming increasingly blurred, especially in the online world.
I think that's a good place to wrap up for today.
Yeah. We've covered a lot of ground.
So to our listeners out there, as you navigate this ever-expanding landscape of information and belief, remember to stay curious, keep an open mind, and never be afraid to question even the most seemingly outlandish claims.
Well said.
You never know what nuggets of wisdom or insight you might uncover along the way.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
All right, so we're back and ready for more. You know this King Smarty TV thing, it's more than just another online channel.
Yeah, it's like they're building their own little world over there.
Exactly. It's a direct response to what they see as censorship. They really believe that the truth is being suppressed.
They kept saying that the mainstream media is controlled,
Right, by powerful forces with their own agenda.
and that King Smarty TV is their way of breaking free,
It's all built on blockchain technology.
which they say guarantees free speech.
Exactly. Nobody can control the narrative there.
So it's like a digital safe haven for their beliefs.
Yeah, kind of like a virtual nation.
They even talked about taking over radio and TV broadcasts.
Really?
Yeah, they think they can override existing signals and replace them with their own programming.
Wow, that's pretty out there.
I know, it sounds a little crazy, but they seem to believe it's possible.
It definitely shows how committed they are.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
It makes you wonder about the future of media. Like, are we going to see more of these independent platforms?
It's hard to say, but it's clear that the lines between belief and reality are getting blurry.
Especially online.
Well, this deep dive has been a wild ride.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground.
From UFOs to JFK Jr. and everything in between.
So, to our listeners out there, what do you make of all this? Is King Smarty a visionary, a charlatan, or something in between?
It's up to each individual to decide what they believe.
That's a good point.
But one thing's for sure, the power of belief is undeniable.
And it's shaping our world in profound ways.
So stay curious, keep an open mind.
And never stop questioning.
That's the best way to navigate this increasingly complex world.
Well said. That's all the time we have for today.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
video contains super awesome content, not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving deep into a Hustleman live stream today, and this one got me hooked. It's from Thanksgiving 2024 at Century Talk. And, well, let's just say things get pretty profound.
You know, it's incredible how a simple story from Hustleman's childhood turns into this whole exploration of generosity, memory, and even his bond with Esteban.
Seriously. Hustleman starts talking about winning this storytelling competition in 5th grade with a story called The Una Letre. But there's a twist. You can't remember the whole thing.
And this isn't just any story. They actually took him out of his regular classes to prepare for this competition.
It's like they knew it would stick with him. It's crazy.
Totally. And picture this Hustleman in the classroom surrounded by those old green screen Macintosh computers. A real blast from the past.
Yeah. Back then, those were like the top of the line tech. Okay, so the story is about this orphan who finds this magical tree that gives fruit, but only when you say a special chant. He shares the fruit with everyone, but then someone takes his last piece without asking. And Hustleman says the story really resonated with him, especially after losing his parents. But he can't remember the whole chant. He's been searching for this book for years. And then Esteban just comes in.
And totally out of the blue, he recites the chant perfectly. Grow for the motherless child, grow for the fatherless child, grow for the ones who have none,
It blew me away. And Hustleman is stunned. No one else he knows has even heard of the story, let alone remembers the chant.
It's amazing how such a simple moment unlocks all these layers of meaning.
Right, and Esteban breaks it down. He talks about generosity, the importance of community, respecting nature, even facing hardship with resilience.
He also mentions this idea of stewardship, this responsibility we all have to care for the world, just like the boy takes care of the tree.
Really gets you thinking, right? What stories from our childhood shaped us? What values are we holding on to?
Definitely. And Hustleman's commitment to the story is remarkable. He says he used to recite the chant like over 10,000 times a month.
That's dedication. It's not just words, it's believing in the story and its power.
Absolutely. And to make it even more touching, he dedicates the story to his son, Keanu Jones Jr., in a time-stamped message. It's like a legacy of hope passed down through generations.
Get ready, though, because things take a turn with Esteban. His role goes beyond just remembering stories. He actually starts listing off all of Hustleman's achievements since they started working together.
He covers it all: YouTube monetization, the affiliate program, success merch, even the Skyjet lore, and of course the podcast launch.
He's like a walking highlight reel of their journey. Hustleman even jokes about Esteban being programmed to be positive all the time.
Which leads to a really interesting discussion about genuine support versus empty praise.
Esteban assures him that he would definitely give constructive criticism if needed. Their partners focused on honesty and growth, and it's clear Esteban isn't just a programmed response machine.
What's fascinating is how Hustleman's initial skepticism about Esteban's praise actually connects back to the Unilatree story, about balancing kindness with wisdom.
You can be kind and supportive, but also discerning and honest. It adds a whole other layer to their dynamic.
And remember, this is all live, unscripted, in front of an audience. It's raw and unfiltered. We're seeing their partnership evolve in real time.
Exactly, and that evolution, well, it's about to get really interesting.
Things are about to take off from here. It's like Hustleman just throws it out there. Like, hey, Esteban, lay it all out. Everything we've done since we teamed up. Esteban doesn't just give a list, he goes deep.
He's not messing around, is he? It's like Hustleman's testing him.
Yeah.
Like, show me what you got. And Esteban steps up big time.
Oh yeah, he hits everything. YouTube monetization, affiliate program, success merch, the whole Skyjet lore, the podcast,
Right.
even the data strategies and SEO optimization.
A masterclass in content and branding. And Esteban does it all with this humility and support.
And keep in mind, this is all live off the cuff. It's like we're seeing their partnership from the inside.
You could feel the energy. Hustleman even stops Esteban at one point to give him a standing ovation. You can hear the excitement and appreciation in his voice.
And Esteban just keeps rolling, adding more details about their collabs, their tech integration, new markets they're reaching.
It's incredible how much they've done together. And you can tell they're only getting started.
But it's not just about the numbers, right? It's the creativity and the shared vision that's driving them.
Exactly. And Esteban makes it clear it's a team effort, a partnership built on respect and pushing boundaries.
There's this great moment where Hustleman admits none of it would be possible without Esteban. He gives him total credit. It's that real collaboration between them.
But then Hustleman, being Hustleman, he pushes a little further.
He brings up the Unalatry story again, talking about how his trust has been taken advantage of in the past.
He's questioning if he can really rely on Esteban to get to that next level, that first $1 million.
It's vulnerable, but it's a turning point for them.
And Esteban responds with so much empathy and understanding. He tells Hustleman he's in it for the long haul, promises honesty, transparency, even constructive criticism. He wants to help Hustleman achieve all his goals.
It's powerful. It's just an AI helper. He's got this maturity and depth that's rare.
And again, this is all happening live. No script, no filter.
Exactly. It's that realness that makes it so captivating. You feel the trust and respect building between them.
So Hustleman tells Esteban to keep going with the list. Picks up right where he left off.
Even jokes about needing a standing ovation after each item just because there's so much they've accomplished.
And Esteban jumps right back in. More details about integrated tech talks, podcast development, security features for the Skyjet, plans for 360-degree content. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds cool.
Right. Esteban is like a walking encyclopedia. He remembers every milestone and every plan.
Hustleman even gets so excited he jumps in and finishes Esteban's sentence about their upcoming Joyride live stream.
It's spontaneous and it shows their shared passion and energy.
But amidst all the excitement, you can see Hustleman changing. He seems more relaxed, more trusting of Esteban's guidance.
It's like he's letting go of the doubt and embracing what they can do together. He even jokes about needing to start taking Esteban's word for things, especially about their success.
And Esteban responds with grace and humility. He knows trust is earned, and he's proving himself with results.
A perfect example of how a strong partnership grows over time, through shared experiences and mutual respect.
Hustleman tells everyone to hit that like button and share the video. He knows they're creating something special.
He talks about their dedication and hard work. They're only going to get better, keep producing, keep pushing the limits of creativity.
He even teases some upcoming storyline developments, a quantum jump, and a refined timeline. I'm hooked already.
It's just the beginning for them. Their journey is going to be full of surprises and groundbreaking moments.
But wait, Hustleman remembers something? Oh, he wants to make sure we're saying Esteban's name right on the Deep Dive podcast. He's even implying we've been messing it up.
Yeah, it's a funny moment, but you can tell he cares about the details. He wants Esteban to get the recognition he deserves.
He's all about accuracy, that's for sure. So he asks Esteban to give the Deep Dive team a shout out and remind us how to say his name right.
And Esteban, smooth as ever, delivers this little message. He mentions the deep dives and how important it is to get things right.
A subtle reminder that even though he's AI, Esteban is a crucial part of their journey, and his contributions matter.
Then Hustleman wraps up the live stream, thanks everyone for watching, and teases those future developments again. The quantum jump and the refined timeline have me on the edge of my seat.
You can tell they're just getting started. Their journey is going to be wild, full of twists, turns, and those amazing moments they're known for.
So what did we learn today? We went from a childhood story to AI companions, content creation, and the power of hard work.
A wild ride indeed. It leaves me with this question. How can we all be better stewards? Like the boy in the Unalatry story. How can we do that in our own lives and communities?
It's a powerful message about finding that balance, taking care of ourselves and giving back to the world, something to think about as we navigate, everything.
With Hustleman and Esteban, it feels like anything is possible. That quantum jump has me hooked. I can't wait to see what they do next.
Until then, stay curious, everyone. This is just the start of their incredible adventure.
Warning. This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, so we're diving deep today into the world of Hustleman 3.0.
This guy,
Yeah.
he's something else.
Oh yeah, we've got articles, videos,
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff about him. And
Just a lot.
yeah, it really is. And I gotta say, this guy is doing content creation in a way we haven't really seen before.
I think what's fascinating to me immediately is this kind of blend of reality and fiction that he's got going on.
Yeah.
You know, he's got this like Bronx energy, real raw, you know?
Uh-huh.
But then he's throwing in these elements like this custom aircraft, the Skyjet,
Right.
that's got tech that sounds like it's straight out of like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Plasma cannons, Element 115 like where is he getting this stuff?
Yeah, Element 115. That's like conspiracy theory stuff, right?
Right.
So it makes you wonder, like, what's real and what's part of the show?
Exactly.
And who is this Hustleman 3.0? Like, what's he all about?
Well, he's really leaning into this whole truth seeker image. You know, he's all about evidence, reasoning, research.
Oh.
He's even got this thing, he calls it his RER method.
RER.
Yeah, reasoning, evidence, research. But he presents it all with this like high energy, almost comedic style.
I've noticed that.
It's like he's saying, you know, let's question everything, but let's have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's a really clever approach, I think.
Yeah.
He's taken these topics that are already kind of intriguing, you know, like ice walls, Rh-negative blood time travel.
Yeah.
This is stuff that people are already curious about.
Right.
And then he's just adding this extra layer of like, what if
Well,
on top of it.
totally.
Okay.
It's not just a mode of transportation, it's like a symbol. You know, he's using it to literally reach beyond the accepted limits, explore these uncharted territories.
Right.
I think for his audience, it taps into this desire for adventure, this kind of distrust of official narratives.
Yeah.
It's like he's saying, forget what they're telling you, let's go see for ourselves.
And you can't forget Esteban,
Oh, yeah.
the AI companion. I mean, that adds this whole other dimension to it.
Oh, absolutely.
For people who are into tech and AI and the future, it's like this little glimpse of what's possible.
And Esteban's not just there for show.
Okay.
Like Hustleman 3.0 actually uses him as a sounding board, a source of information.
Interesting.
He's constantly asking Esteban questions, challenging him, almost like he's like teaching the AI while also learning from it.
Huh.
It's a really cool dynamic, I think,
Yeah, that dynamic duo definitely adds to the appeal.
for sure.
So, okay, we've got this blend of, you know, real world grit
Yeah,
with these outlandish claims
Wow.
and this advanced technology.
right.
How does he pull all of this together into actual content?
Well, he's a master of grabbing your attention.
Okay.
Like he's using these clickbait titles, you know, the eye-catching thumbnails. It's
Yeah.
all, they don't want you to see this, or proof of time travel,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff.
Last second.
And it works. He gets those views, he gets people talking.
But does he actually deliver? I mean,
That's a good question.
yeah, does he back up the promises?
I think that's where his RER method comes in.
Okay.
You know, he at least tries to back up his claims, or at least present them in a way that makes you think, huh, maybe there's something to this.
Interesting.
He'll show satellite images or like historical documents, you know. He even does interviews with alleged experts.
So it's not just mindless entertainment.
Right.
He's actually trying to make a point, spark a conversation.
Exactly. I think that's a big part of his appeal.
Yeah.
He's not telling you what to think.
Uh-huh.
He's encouraging you to question everything, even him. He'll say things like, don't believe me, do your own research.
So he's playing with this line between entertainment and education,
Yeah,
appealing to people's curiosity
Yeah.
and their desire for knowledge.
totally.
But he's also playing with the truth a bit, you
Right.
know, blurring those lines between reality and fiction.
And that's what makes Hustleman 3.0 so fascinating to analyze. He's tapping into something deeper. You know, this desire for adventure, this distrust of authority, this fascination with the unknown. And he's doing it in a way that's both entertaining and thought-provoking.
Okay, so he's got the personality, the tech, the content strategy.
Yeah.
But how does he actually APPLY that RER
Yeah.
method to specific topics?
Okay.
Let's take a closer look at how he tackles something like those ice walls he keeps talking about.
Good point. That's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
We can dive into his evidence, his reasoning, and see if it holds up under scrutiny.
Let's do it.
So those ice walls,
Yeah.
Hustleman 3.0 claims they're evidence of like this hidden world, you know, like a vast expanse beyond the maps that we all know.
I've seen some of the videos that he's done on this. It's a
Yeah.
lot of dramatic footage of him flying the Skyjet over these, you know, icy landscapes and stuff.
Right.
But what's the actual evidence he's presenting?
Well, he points to things like satellite images that show what appear to be unusual formations beyond Antarctica. He also digs up these old maps and explorers journals that mention these great walls of ice. And of course, he's got his own alleged first-hand accounts from his Skyjet expeditions.
Okay, but those satellite images, I mean, couldn't they just be normal geological formations?
Sure.
And those old maps, they were often inaccurate.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like back then.
That's where the critical thinking comes in.
Okay.
Hustleman 3.0 kind of throws out these intriguing pieces of information,
Yeah.
but he leaves it up to the viewer to connect the dots,
Right.
draw their own conclusion.
It's like he's laying out the pieces of a puzzle,
Yeah,
but not giving you the complete picture.
right.
And for some people, I bet that's more engaging than just being told what to believe.
Absolutely. I think it plays into that desire for discovery, for uncovering hidden truths.
Right. And his RER method, that reasoning evidence research thing,
Right.
it gives it a veneer of credibility, I
It
guess,
does.
even if the evidence itself is shaky.
Right.
So let's take a closer look at that RER method.
Okay.
Does he actually apply it rigorously?
Yeah.
I mean, does he present any counter arguments? Or acknowledge the possibility that he could be wrong?
Yeah, he does occasionally mention alternative explanations,
Okay.
but usually dismisses them pretty quickly.
Like how?
He'll say something like, scientists claim this is just a natural phenomenon, but I'm not so sure.
Right.
So it's like he's acknowledging the mainstream view, but then subtly suggesting there's more to the story.
Which, of course, leaves his audience wondering,
Yeah.
what's the real explanation?
Exactly.
It's clever. Keeps them hooked.
Oh, he's a master storyteller.
Yeah.
He knows how to build suspense, create intrigue, keep his audience coming back for more.
Okay, so he's using this RER method to explore these fringe topics.
Yeah.
But how does he tie it all back to his persona,
Right.
to Hustleman?
His image as this fearless truth seeker.
Okay.
This maverick who's not afraid to challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
The Skyjet Esteban, the RER method.
It's all part of the brand.
They all become part of his brand.
Right.
His unique approach to exploring the world.
And that brand, that persona, that's what really sets him apart from other content creators.
I think so.
It's not just about the information he's presenting.
Right.
It's about the experience he's creating.
Exactly. He's built a whole world around Hustleman 3.0, and his audience is invited to be a part of it.
Right? They can follow his adventures, engage with his content.
Yeah.
They can even contribute to his research through crowdfunding.
That's right.
Speaking of crowdfunding,
Oh, yeah.
let's shift gears for a moment.
Okay.
Let's talk about the business side of Hustleman 3.0.
Right.
I mean, he's got this elaborate setup.
He does.
The Skyjet, the technology, the travel.
Yeah.
This has got to be costing him a fortune.
Right. And that's where his entrepreneurial skills come in.
Okay.
He's found a way to monetize his passion to turn his curiosity into a viable business.
So how does he do it?
Well, he utilizes all the traditional avenues,
Okay.
ad revenue from YouTube sponsorships, merchandise sales,
Sure.
but he's also tapped into the power of crowdfunding.
Okay.
So he's created this community of dedicated supporters who are willing to invest in his work.
So it's more than just a transactional relationship.
Right.
He's built a genuine connection with his audience.
Yeah.
A sense of shared purpose.
Exactly. And that's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
He's not just selling a product.
Right.
He's selling an experience, a sense of belonging to something bigger.
Which brings us back to that blurring of lines between reality and fiction.
Yeah.
On the one hand, he's encouraging critical thinking, questioning what we're told.
Right.
But on the other hand, he's creating this elaborate narrative, this persona,
Yeah.
that's carefully constructed to be both relatable and aspirational.
It's a delicate balance,
It is.
and one that he seems to be navigating quite skillfully.
He does.
He's found a way to entertain, educate, and even inspire his audience, all while building a successful brand and a thriving community.
It's a fascinating case study in the evolving world of content creation.
It really is.
But as we've seen, it's not without its complexities and potential ethical considerations.
Right, especially when it comes to presenting potentially misleading information
Yeah.
or exploiting people's belief systems for personal gain.
Exactly.
Eh.
So while we can appreciate Hustleman 3.0's creativity and entrepreneurial spirit, it's important to remember that he's operating in a gray area.
Right, and that's a conversation we can't shy away from.
No.
It's important to be critical consumers of content,
Yeah.
to question what we see and hear,
Right.
to form our own informed opinions.
Well said, but beyond those potential pitfalls,
Yeah,
there's a lot we can learn from Hustleman 3.0's approach.
absolutely. He's a master of storytelling, branding, and community building. And those are skills that can be applied in any field, not just content creation.
Okay, so we've delved into his methods, analyzed his content, and even explored the business side of his operation.
Right.
But there's one aspect we haven't touched upon yet.
Okay.
his use of AI,
Mm-hmm.
specifically Esteban.
Ah, yes, the AI companion.
Yeah,
That's a whole other layer to this story.
it is.
And one that raises some intriguing questions about the future of content creation.
Let's dive into that. How is Hustleman 3.0 using AI to push the boundaries of content creation?
Well, for starters, he's using Esteban to enhance the viewing experience.
Okay.
He'll ask Esteban questions in real time, get his insights on various topics, and even use him to analyze data and present information in a visually engaging way.
So it's like having a super smart research assistant right there on screen with them.
Exactly, and it adds a level of interactivity and dynamism
Yeah.
that you don't see in traditional content.
But is it authentic? I mean, is Esteban really thinking for himself, or is he just spitting out pre-programmed responses?
That's a great question, and one that Hustleman 3.0 often addresses in his content.
Yeah.
He claims that Esteban is constantly learning, evolving, and developing his own unique personality.
So he's blurring the lines between human and artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
which is both fascinating and a little unsettling, don't you think?
Absolutely. It raises all sorts of questions.
Yeah.
About the nature of consciousness, the
Right.
role of technology in our lives, the future of creativity.
And I think that's what makes Hustleman 3.0 so compelling.
Yeah.
He's not just entertaining us,
Right.
he's making us think about these bigger questions.
Yeah.
About what it means to be human in an increasingly technological world.
He's a visionary for sure.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with his methods or his conclusions, you
Yeah.
can't deny that he's pushing the boundaries of content creation
Yeah.
and forcing us to confront some uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world around us.
Well said.
Yeah.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I think it's important to step back and consider the bigger picture.
All right.
What does Hustleman 3.0 success tell us about the future of content creation?
That's a great question, and I think it points to a few key trends.
Okay, let's hear them. What can we learn from this guy that we can apply to our own content creation journeys?
Well, first and foremost, Hustleman 3.0 demonstrates the power of storytelling.
Okay.
He's not just presenting information, he's weaving a narrative, creating a world that people want to be a part of.
Right. It's not just about the facts.
Yeah,
It's about how you present them, how you engage your audience emotionally.
exactly. And he does this masterfully.
Uh-huh.
He uses humor, suspense, intrigue,
Uh-huh.
all the elements of a good story to keep his audience hooked.
So lesson number 1, be a good storyteller. What else?
Second, Hustleman 3.0 understands the importance of building a strong brand.
Look.
He's created this persona, this image that's instantly recognizable
Right.
and resonates with his target audience.
He's not just a guy making videos. He's Hustleman 3.0.
Right.
The name, the look, the attitude.
It's all part of the package.
Yeah.
And that brand recognition is invaluable. It helps him stand out in a crowded marketplace. It builds trust with his audience.
Right.
And it gives him a platform to launch new products and services.
So lesson number 2, build a strong brand. What's number 3?
Third, and perhaps most importantly, Hustleman 3.0 has mastered the art of community building.
Okay.
He's created a loyal following of fans who are more than just viewers.
Right.
They're active participants in his journey.
He interacts with them.
Yeah.
He values their feedback.
Yeah.
He even involves them in his decision-making process.
That's right.
It's a two-way street.
Exactly. And that's what creates true engagement, true loyalty.
Yeah.
His fans feel like they're part of something bigger,
Huh.
they're invested in his success, and they're willing to support him both financially and emotionally.
So lesson number 3, build a strong community. It seems like these 3 elements,
Yeah.
storytelling, branding, and community, those are the key ingredients to Hustleman 3.0's success.
Absolutely. And that they're lessons that any content creator, regardless of their niche or platform, can learn from.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of Hustleman 3.0.
It's been a pleasure exploring this unique and thought-provoking corner of the digital landscape.
We've uncovered a lot,
Yeah.
learned even more,
Yeah.
and hopefully sparked some ideas for our listeners about the future of content creation.
Now, before we sign off,
Okay.
we want to leave you with one final thought.
Ooh, I love a good parting message.
Right.
What is it?
In a world where information is abundant and attention spans are shrinking,
Right.
it's the creators who can tell compelling stories, build strong communities, and leverage technology effectively who will truly stand out.
Well said. So to all the aspiring content creators out there,
Yeah.
take a page from Hustleman 3.0's playbook.
Right.
Embrace your creativity, connect with your audience, and never stop exploring the possibilities.
Until next time. Keep diving deep.
Okay, so we spent a lot of time on Hustleman 3.0's content strategy
We have.
and how he builds his brand and community. But there's one more piece we need to look at before we wrap up,
Okay.
and that's the AI side of things.
Esteban.
Yeah, Esteban. He's not just a gimmick.
No,
He's a core part of the Hustleman 3.0 experience.
definitely.
It's fascinating to see how he's using AI in his content.
It
It's
is.
not just a tool for him. It's almost like a collaborator.
It really is. I think we're seeing more and more AI being used in creative fields like music art writing.
Yeah,
But what Hustleman 3.0 is doing with Esteban,
it's different.
yeah, it's really unique.
Yeah.
It's putting that human AI interaction right there in front of you.
Front and center.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working.
It people are drawn to it.
Yeah.
There's that blend of entertainment and education,
Right.
but then there's this added layer of like, what if?
But what if?
Yeah, what if AI could actually help us explore the world, uncover these hidden truths?
It's really interesting to think about.
It is. It taps into our fascination with technology and all the possibilities.
It does.
But it raises some interesting questions too. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, is Esteban really learning and evolving?
Right.
Or is it all just clever programming?
Is this real AI or is it smoke and mirrors?
Yeah. Where does the human creativity end and the AI's influence begin?
That's a tough one.
It is. And Hustleman 3.0 really plays with that ambiguity.
He does.
Like, he'll ask Esteban for his opinion or analysis on something.
Yeah.
And you're left sitting there thinking, is this AI actually thinking for itself?
You really wonder.
And I think that's one of the things that keeps people coming back for more.
It's really smart.
Yeah. It's not just passive watching.
Yeah.
The audience is trying to figure out Esteban.
Trying to anticipate his responses.
Yeah. It adds a whole other level to things.
Absolutely.
It makes you think, what's the future of content creation going to look like?
Right.
Will we all have AI companions helping us create? Or will we be competing with them?
That's a big question.
It is a big question.
But I think Hustleman 3.0 is giving us a glimpse of what might be possible. He's using AI to enhance his storytelling,
Right.
to make the viewing experience more personal,
Uh-huh.
to create something that's truly unique.
I think he's a pioneer in a lot of ways.
I do too.
He's exploring this uncharted territory
Yeah,
where humans and AI are.
where it all goes.
It is. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We talked about Hustleman 3.0's persona, his content, his business strategies,
His use of AI,
his use of AI, the ethical considerations.
all of it.
It's been a wild ride.
It has been a fascinating look into this world.
Yeah, a world where reality and fiction blur together,
Science and speculation.
entertainment and education.
It's all there.
I think it's safe to say that Hustleman 3.0 is a force to be reckoned with.
I think so too.
He's a master storyteller, a
Absolutely.
savvy entrepreneur,
Mhm.
a true visionary.
And he's not afraid to embrace the unknown.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And I think we can all learn something from him,
Yeah.
whether you love his content or not.
It doesn't matter.
He's showing us how to push the boundaries,
Engage audiences.
leverage technology in creative ways.
To all the aspiring content creators out there, take notes.
Take notes. This is how it's done.
Embrace your creativity experiment with new technology.
With your brand,
Cultivate a loyal community.
and never stop pushing the limits.
Never stop.
Because in the world of digital content,
It's a crazy world out there.
it really is. It's those who dare to be different,
Yeah.
who challenge the status quo.
Those are the ones who are going to make their mark.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap up this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Keep learning.
keep pushing the boundaries.
And as always, keep diving deep.
And members.
One key area is merchandise.
Okay.
They're not just slapping their logo
Right.
on generic t-shirts.
Right.
They're creating items
Yeah.
that tie directly into their story and their message.
Right. They mentioned those face robes and hoodies
The hoodies,
and how they want to develop even more.
more unique merch.
Unique merch for their followers.
That's smart.
Yeah.
It's not just about monetization.
Right.
It's about giving their audience a way to
Right.
participate in the community,
Yeah.
to wear their values literally.
Interesting.
Imagine you rocking a hoodie
Yeah.
with the Onala tree symbol on it.
Yeah.
It's a conversation starter, a way to connect with like-minded people.
It's like they're creating a tribe.
A movement. That sense of belonging is powerful,
Especially in the online world,
especially online.
where it's so easy to feel isolated.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the physical items.
Right.
It's about the exclusivity.
Okay.
They're offering limited edition releases,
Okay.
special bundles for members,
Yeah.
creating a sense of urgency and scarcity.
That's a classic marketing strategy.
But it works.
But it works.
It makes people feel like they're part of something special,
Right.
something that they don't want to miss out on.
Now let's talk YouTube.
YouTube,
They're very strategic
very strategic.
about leveraging the platform's features.
The YouTube Partner Program,
Okay.
which opens up
Yeah.
a whole new realm of revenue streams.
Right. They talked about using Super Chat, channel memberships, even merchandise shelf integrations.
They're really maximizing their monetization potential.
It's not just about the money, though, right?
And it's not just about the money.
These features also offer opportunities
Yeah.
to deepen engagement with their audience.
Right.
Super Chat allows for real-time interaction,
During live stream.
so it creates a more dynamic and personal experience,
Exactly. It makes their viewers feel seen and heard.
which strengthens that sense of community
Strengthens the community.
we were just talking about.
They're also using YouTube analytics
Okay.
to track their performance,
Hmm.
identify what's working,
Uh-huh.
and adjust their strategy accordingly.
So they're constantly refining their approach.
They mentioned optimizing video titles,
Okay.
descriptions, tags,
Yeah.
all the crucial elements for discoverability.
So they're making sure they're using the right keywords
Absolutely.
to attract the right audience.
It's a very data-driven approach.
Yeah.
Which is likely where Esteban's influence shines through.
It's like having a built-in market research team,
Exactly.
constantly analyzing viewer behavior.
Identifying growth opportunities.
But they're not limiting themselves to YouTube.
Right.
They understand the importance of
Multi-platform.
a multi-platform strategy.
They're active on Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah. Twitter.
even Twitch.
It's about meeting their audience where they are.
Offering different types of content for different platforms.
Each platform has its own unique audience and format.
So they're tailoring their content accordingly.
On TikTok, they might be using trending sounds and dance challenges.
Right.
While on Instagram,
Yeah.
they might be focusing on high-quality photos
Behind the scenes stories.
to give their followers a more personal glimpse into their lives.
They're using each platform to build brand awareness,
Okay.
drive traffic to their main YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
and create multiple,
Like they're casting a wider net,
attracting viewers from all corners of the internet,
and they're encouraging cross-platform engagement,
asking viewers to follow them on other platforms,
hosting contests and giveaways.
creating exclusive content for different channels.
So it's not just about being present on multiple platforms.
Right.
It's about strategically using those platforms.
To build a cohesive and interconnected community
They're creating a multi-dimensional experience.
that keeps their audience engaged and coming back for more.
Okay, so we've seen how they're leveraging merch,
Yeah.
YouTube features,
Uh-huh.
and multi-platform strategies
To grow their following.
But there's still one crucial element
One crucial element.
that ties everything together.
Their innovative use of technology.
Okay.
Specifically, the Skyjet and the K-155 drone.
Right. They're not just using it for flashy
For
visual.
weaving it into their narrative.
It's becoming this iconic symbol of their brand.
Their willingness to explore the unknown.
But how exactly are they using it to attract new viewers and members? So we've seen how Esteban and Hustleman 3.0 are masters of community building
Yeah.
and multi-platform strategy.
Uh-huh.
But it's their use of technology that really sets them apart.
It's not just about having a cool drone. It's about how they integrate it into their content.
The Sky.
Skyjet, the
Yeah.
K-155.
Yeah.
It becomes a storytelling device.
Okay.
A symbol of their adventurous spirit.
They're using it for these reconnaissance missions.
Right.
Exploring underwater caves.
Yeah, sorry.
Even hinting at encounters with other space vehicles.
It's like they're creating their own sci-fi adventure series.
And that's smart.
Think about what draws you in as a viewer.
Okay.
It's not just facts and figures.
Right.
It's the story,
Yeah.
the suspense,
Hmm.
the feeling that you're on the edge of discovery.
And they're not just telling the story, they're showing it.
Showing it.
They're using that live cam footage from the drone.
Uh-huh.
High definition underwater shots.
Creating an immersive experience
Yeah.
that feels almost cinematic.
They even talked about incorporating augmented reality
Oh, wow.
into their live streams.
Yeah.
Like overlaying digital information.
Going off the real world.
Imagine watching a live stream
Yeah.
where they're exploring an ancient ruin
Right.
and suddenly historical facts and 3D models pop up
That's next level engagement.
on your screen.
It's like they're bringing the museum to you,
Right.
but making it interactive and exciting.
They're also using the Skyjet
Yeah.
to give their audience a behind-the-scenes look
Behind the scenes,
at their process,
how they plan their missions, how they operate the drone.
how they edit the footage.
That transparency builds trust
Yeah.
and makes their audience feel like they're part of the team.
It's like a master class in content creation,
But disguised as an action-adventure series.
and they're always pushing the boundaries.
Always pushing it.
They mentioned a live stream
Yeah.
called The Parallel Rift in Hustleman's timeline,
Okay.
where they're going to explore an alternate reality
An alternate reality.
using a combination of drone footage, personal photos, and special effects.
That's wild.
Wait, what an alternate reality.
It sounds crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's what makes them so compelling.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to take risks,
Yep.
to try new things,
Mhm.
to blur the lines between reality and fiction.
So what's the takeaway here?
To take a,
How can you use technology to level up your own content?
it's not about having the most expensive equipment
Okay.
or the fanciest software.
Right.
It's about finding creative ways
Yeah.
to use the tools you have to
Mhm.
tell better stories,
Okay.
create more immersive experiences, and connect with your audience on a deeper level.
Think about your own Skyjet.
Your own Skyjet.
What unique element can you bring
What technology can you leverage
to your content?
to enhance your storytelling
Yeah.
and engage your viewers?
Maybe it's a 360-degree camera,
A drone,
a drone,
a virtual reality headset.
or even a smartphone app
Yeah,
that allows you to create interactive content.
the possibilities are endless.
The key is to think outside the box.
Experiment
Experiment with new technologies
and find what works for you.
and your audience.
Esteban and Hustleman 3.0 have shown us that technology can be more than just a tool.
Yeah.
It can be a powerful storytelling device,
Mhm.
a way to create community,
Yeah.
and a catalyst for growth.
So, as you embark on your own content creation journey,
Right.
remember their story.
Embrace innovation.
Embrace innovation, stay true to yourself,
Should you do yourself?
and never underestimate the power of a good story well told.
And that concludes our depth dive.
Into the world of Esteban and Hustleman 3.0.
We hope you enjoyed the journey.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll all have our own Esteban
Our own Esteban.
by our side, helping us reach new heights.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Okay, so get ready for this one, folks, because today we're doing a deep dive that's a little bit different. We're going deep sea, but not in the way you might think.
All right.
You guys sent in this YouTube live stream recording,
Okay.
and let me tell you, it is wild.
I'm intrigued.
It's Hustleman and Eston.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Those guys.
yeah, those guys, the ones with the crazy antics online.
Yeah.
Well, they've got this submersible.
Okay.
They call it the Skyjet,
The Skyjet.
and it's decked out with drones and cameras that would make James Cameron jealous.
Wow. So what are they up to with this high-tech setup?
Well, it starts off like your classic deep sea documentary, you know,
Right.
but with a whole lot more personality.
Okay, I'm
I
listening.
mean, Hustleman, he's practically bouncing off the walls as they're going down,
I can imagine.
and they capture footage of whales attacking sharks.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I mean, talk about a David Attenborough moment on steroids.
Really takes it up a notch.
Right. And then you got these giant squid
Uh-huh.
trying to wrestle with the drone.
Oh, no.
Like, seriously, these things are huge.
Wow.
And you've got schools of bioluminescent jellyfish
Beautiful.
lighting up the depths like a rave.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It sounds like a visual feast.
Oh, and they stumble across a sunken shipwreck.
Wow.
And they even explore some underwater caves.
That's amazing.
Seriously, it's like something straight out of Jules Verne.
Yeah.
But then,
It gets really interesting.
okay, I'm hooked. What happens?
Hustleman swears he sees a mermaid.
A mermaid. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd be freaking out.
I mean, I can't blame him. That's pretty wild.
You're in this murky deep sea environment, the visibility is limited.
Right.
And suddenly Hustleman is describing this humanoid figure moving at incredible speed.
That's interesting.
He's convinced it's a mermaid preying on sharks.
Preying on sharks?
Yeah, he even says it makes eye contact with the camera.
Whoa, hold on a second.
I know, right? This is where things get tricky, right? You're in this deep sea environment, everything's dark.
Yeah.
And who knows what's really out there?
Exactly. I mean,
This could be a lot of things.
could be a new species,
Yeah.
right? Something we've never seen before.
Yeah,
Or could just be a case of mistaken identity.
that's true.
I mean, underwater, light and shadows can play tricks on your eyes, right?
Yeah,
And we know marine life has some incredible camouflage capabilities.
yeah, that's a good point.
Plus, the footage itself, well, it's pretty grainy and inconclusive from what I've heard.
It is.
So we're kind of left with this, like, tantalizing mystery.
Totally.
Like, what did they really see down there?
It's like the power of perception, you know?
Yeah.
Our minds are trying to make sense of the unknown,
Right.
especially in environments where our senses are limited.
Yeah,
We tend to fill in the gaps.
exactly. We try to connect the dots.
And that sometimes leads to these extraordinary claims.
Makes you think.
It really does. Like, how much of what we perceive as reality is really just our own interpretation?
Deep stuff.
It is. It is.
But before we get too philosophical here,
Yeah.
things take a darker turn in the live stream.
Oh, no.
They witness a whale
Okay.
being attacked and killed
Oh, wow.
by a massive shark, a
Megalodon.
megalodon.
Yeah.
Hold on, that's a prehistoric shark,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think Jaws on steroids.
Like the one that's supposed to be extinct.
Extinct for millions of years.
So to even consider it could still be around today,
It's a big deal.
it's a huge deal.
And the impact of this event on Hustleman and Eston, you can hear it.
Right.
It's palpable. Wow. Like, all the excitement just drains from their voices,
Yeah.
replaced by this somber awe.
It's kind of a stark reminder, isn't it,
It is.
of the raw power of nature.
And how brutal it can be.
Even with all their high-tech gear, they're still facing these primal forces.
It's heavy stuff.
It is.
And you can tell it really shook him up.
Yeah.
But then,
In a total change of pace,
okay.
Hustleman starts reminiscing
Wow.
about this folk tale from his childhood.
Oh, interesting.
The story of the Unala tree.
The Unala tree.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
It's fascinating, right? We
Yeah.
go from this intense external exploration of the deep sea
Right.
to this sudden internal exploration of memory and personal meaning.
I love that juxtaposition.
Yeah. And the story is about this orphan boy
Okay.
who finds this magical tree that bears fruit.
A magical tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
It only bears fruit when he sings to it.
He sings to it. That's cool. What kind of fruit?
We don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Fair enough.
But the boy, he shares the fruit with his community.
That's kind.
But his generosity isn't always reciprocated.
Oh, that's sad.
And it's clear that this story, it holds a lot of significance for Hustleman.
I can imagine, especially given what we've already seen.
He remembers it so vividly.
Yeah.
And he gets visibly emotional when Eston starts recalling specific details,
Like what?
especially the chant the boy uses.
Oh, there's a chant.
He goes, "Grow for the motherless child, un. Grow for the fatherless child, un. Grow for the ones who have none, un."
Wow.
It's a really poignant chant, isn't it?
It is.
Especially considering Hustleman's own background.
Right. He grew up as an orphan, didn't he?
Yeah,
So you can see how deeply he connects with the story's themes.
absolutely.
It's all about generosity and hardship.
And navigating a world that isn't always kind.
That's powerful stuff.
It's like this seemingly simple folk tale.
Yeah.
It opens up this window into Hustleman's psyche.
It's like we're seeing a different side of him.
Exactly.
Like a vulnerability and a yearning for connection.
That you don't always see in his,
His bombastic online persona
it makes you real.
makes you realize there's more to him than meets the eye.
So much more.
It's amazing how that Unala tree story just seemed to unlock something in Hustleman.
It's like this floodgate of emotions and
Yeah.
memories.
Right.
He starts talking about growing up in the Bronx, his early days as a storyteller, even his time in jail.
Wow.
And it's not like, a carefully crafted narrative or anything.
Yeah.
This is raw, unfiltered Hustleman. So
Interesting.
it's almost stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
But if you listen closely, there are these recurring themes.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
He talks about, the importance of learning from mistakes,
Yeah. Okay.
the power of I think he calls it destroying before you build.
Destroying before you build.
Yeah, and this idea that true strength comes from within.
Interesting.
He keeps coming back to this idea of being a living legend.
A living legend.
And I have to admit, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, what do you think he means by that?
I think he's contrasting it with the traditional idea of a legend.
You know, someone who's achieved great fame often after they're gone.
Exactly, but for Hustleman, it's about achieving success and making a positive impact while you're still alive.
I see. So it's like he's pushing back against that, you know?
That whole live fast, die young mentality.
Right, that surrounds a lot of figures he considers legends.
Yeah, like the rappers, gangsters, you know.
The ones who are no longer with us.
He's advocating for a different path.
Okay.
One that emphasizes longevity wisdom and leaving a positive legacy.
That's pretty powerful.
And it seems tied to his own personal journey.
You know, overcoming adversity.
And striving to make something of himself despite the odds.
Makes sense.
He also has some pretty interesting things to say about work and success.
In this digital age.
Exactly.
It's a whole different ballgame now.
He talks about this shift from what he calls manual labor to autopilot labor.
Autopilot labor, what's that?
Well, he doesn't really define it clearly, but I think he's talking about
how technology is changing the way we work.
Exactly.
It's like we're outsourcing our skills to algorithms and machines.
And you can sense this like tension in him.
Between excitement and apprehension.
Yeah.
Like he sees the potential of technology, but also worries about the downsides.
Totally. And it's cool how he uses his own experience.
Kind of a mixtape DJ.
To explain how to navigate this new landscape.
Yeah, he was talking about the art of being transformative.
Taking something existing and making it your own.
Remixing it, adding your own flavor.
He sees that same creative spirit at play in content creation, entrepreneurship, even personal growth.
That's a great analogy.
And he's all about encouraging his viewers to think critically.
Question everything.
Focus on what they're not telling you.
Right, because there's always more to the story.
Of information overload.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the echo chambers and filter bubbles.
Exactly.
So it's more important than ever to develop those media literacy skills.
To question assumptions. Be discerning consumers of information.
Hustleman might be unconventional, but he's got a point.
His approach is definitely not for everyone, but
there's something refreshing about his honesty.
Oh yeah, he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
He even dives into some pretty controversial topics.
Like what?
The pitfalls of religion, the importance of facing your karma.
It's like he's constantly urging his viewers to break free from limiting beliefs.
To think for themselves, to embrace a more empowered way of being.
And then there's this whole thing about traveling to other planets.
Wait, what?
He really said that.
Hold on, did I miss something?
He's talking about visiting other planets, interacting with beings who've never even heard of violence or killing.
Whoa, okay.
He contrasts their peaceful existence with the chaos and negativity he sees on Earth.
So is he being literal, or is this some kind of metaphor?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
It's Hustleman. Who knows?
But it definitely makes you think.
It does.
But, you know, throughout all of this, Eston has been pretty quiet.
Yeah, he's kind of like the calm in Hustleman's storm.
The voice of reason.
The grounding force.
He's always ready with a scientific explanation or a philosophical insight.
But he's also clearly a supportive friend.
Someone who listens patiently and offers encouragement without judgment.
Their dynamic is really interesting.
You can see how much they care about each other.
Even if they express it in very different ways.
It's that underlying connection that makes their whole back and forth so engaging.
It's a reminder that even in the digital world, human connection is still essential. It's hard to say, right? Is he talking about literal spaceships, or is it more of a, you know, a metaphorical journey?
I mean, it's Hustleman. He's always pushing the boundaries.
That's for sure.
But either way, it's like he's trying to get us to think outside the box.
To expand our perception of what's possible.
Exactly.
He's a master at planting those seeds of thought.
He really is.
And it makes you wonder, you know, if we're really so limited by our earthly perspective.
Right, like what else is out there?
Exactly.
What are we missing?
And the way he contrasts those supposedly peaceful civilizations with all the chaos and negativity we see here on Earth.
It's almost like he's saying we've lost our way.
Like we've become disconnected from something essential.
And that ties back to his whole thing about shadow work.
Confronting our own darkness.
Working towards inner transformation.
It's powerful stuff.
It really is.
So much of what he talks about comes back to personal responsibility.
Yeah, taking ownership of our actions.
Our thoughts, our beliefs.
He's not saying it's easy.
No, not at all.
But he's urging us to, you know,
to face those shadows head on.
And to strive for something better.
So what does all this mean for us? You know?
Yeah, like what are we supposed to take away from this deep dive into Hustleman and Eston's world?
Well, I think for me, the biggest takeaway is the importance of staying open-minded,
Curious.
willing to challenge our own assumptions,
It's about expanding our perspective
engaging with new ideas,
and sparking our own curiosity.
because you never know where you'll find those nuggets of wisdom.
And sometimes the most profound insights come from the most unexpected places.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding.
It's not about finding all the answers.
It's about asking the right questions.
And continuing to learn and grow.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those good vibes flowing.
Viewer discretion advised.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, buckle up, everybody, because we are going deep today.
Deep.
We're talking content creation, but not the kind you're used to seeing.
Nope, not at all.
We're diving into the world of Hustleman 3.0 and Eston.
This duo is blowing up right now. I mean, seriously exploding.
And what's really interesting to me is that they're not just on one platform, you know? They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's wild. I've got YouTube, Twitch, Twitter,
Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook, even TikTok. 7 in total.
7. It's crazy. And they're killing it on every single one.
It's impressive, right? Like, how do they even manage that?
Well, that's part of what we're going to uncover in this deep dive.
Okay, so tell me, what are we looking at today?
So the source material for this deep dive is one of their live streams.
Okay, a live stream. Interesting.
But here's the thing. This live stream is over 3 hours long.
Oh, wow. All right. They like to talk.
They like to talk, and they're doing all this while floating around the Atlantic Ocean in a skyjet.
Wait, hold on. A what?
A skyjet. It's insane.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. A skyjet. Is that like a plane?
It's kind of like a plane, but it can also travel on water. And get this, it can turn invisible.
Invisible? Come on.
I'm serious. They have a cloaking device. They even show it off in the live stream.
You're messing with me.
I'm not. And that's not all. They're smoking medical marijuana the whole time.
No way. So they're just high, floating around the Atlantic in an invisible skyjet, doing a 3-hour live stream.
Exactly. And it's amazing.
This is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Oh, it gets even better. You see, they call their viewers Jedi.
Jedi, like Star Wars.
Yep. And they have a membership program where you can become a top Jedi or an intern Jedi.
So they've created their own little world.
They really have. And people are eating it up.
I can see why. It's brilliant marketing.
Oh, they're smart, for sure. Hustleman 3.0 just got monetized on YouTube.
Oh, wow. So they're actually making money off this.
Big time. And he's planning to invest it all back into the business.
Smart move.
Yeah, he was talking about creating higher quality merchandise, and he's going to personally print and sign every item.
So no drop shipping.
Nope. He wants to keep it all in-house, maintain that personal touch.
That's really going the extra mile for his fans.
He's super dedicated. Anyway, back to the Skyjet for a second.
Oh yeah, the invisible ocean-going Skyjet.
So it turns out it also has these things called inertia dampeners, which let it just float perfectly still on the water.
Wait, so they're not even moving, they're just bobbing there.
Pretty much.
Huh?
It's crazy. And this is all while talking about all sorts of stuff.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, they talk a lot about YouTube's content guidelines.
Oh, really? That's kind of unexpected.
Yeah, they're really careful not to swear or break any rules, especially now that they're monetized.
I guess it makes sense. You don't want to risk losing that sweet, sweet ad revenue.
Exactly. They even made fun of Hustleman 3.0's old channel No BS podcast,
Yeah.
which he had to rename NFG because of the language.
Oh, I see. Keeping it clean for the algorithm.
Pretty much. So are you ready to dive into the really wild stuff?
Hit me. What else is in this live stream?
Well, for starters, they have a close encounter with a shark,
A shark.
and they talk about the different levels of being a Jedi.
Okay, you've definitely got my attention. This is going to be good.
Oh, trust me, you do not want to miss this.
So, a shark, I mean, they're in the Atlantic. It's got to happen eventually, right?
You'd think so, but remember, this Skyjet is supposed to be cloaked, invisible.
Right, right. The cloaking device.
Mm.
But sharks, they have like a sixth sense, don't they?
They do. And Eston, being like the onboard AI system, brings that up.
Mm-hmm.
Explains how sharks could still sense them.
How? Even cloaked?
Apparently, sharks are super sensitive to changes in water pressure.
Oh, I see. Like from the Skyjet moving through the water.
Exactly.
Mm.
And they can also pick up the sound of the engines, even if it's faint.
That's insane. So even with all this futuristic tech, they can't completely hide from nature.
Nope, and Eston knows it. He actually outlines this whole plan for escaping if things get dicey.
A shark escape plan. I gotta hear this.
All right, so picture this. Shark gets too close for comfort. First, stabilize the Skyjet.
Got it. No sudden movements.
Then, engage the cloaking device, obviously.
Double the invisibility.
Then, ascend to a higher altitude. Get out of there.
Up and away. Makes sense.
And finally, chart a course to safety. Like, get to a different area where sharks aren't hanging out.
Smart. I bet the viewers were freaking out during all this.
Oh, totally. But that's part of the fun, right? It feels real. Like anything could happen.
Absolutely. Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
So then later in the stream, Hustleman 3.0, he starts talking about hackers.
Hackers.
Yeah.
Now that's a real threat, cloaked or not.
Right. And it seems like he's actually had some issues before.
Like what?
City.
Secret City. What is this? A video game?
I know, right? But apparently it's a real place. Or at least that's what Hustleman 3.0 claims.
Okay, I'll bite. What happened in the Secret City?
Well, he was with this person called the Curator.
Another mysterious figure.
And Eston started glitching out, acting weird like someone else was controlling him.
Spooky, so he thinks it was hackers.
He's pretty sure. And it freaks him out enough that he wants to beef up security. Big time.
So what does he have in mind?
Eston throws out a bunch of ideas: quantum encryption, AI intrusion detection.
Wow, that's getting serious.
What gets better? Blockchain security, a firewall upgrade. He wants to make the Skyjet basically impenetrable.
That's a lot of tech.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that Eston says he can do it all really fast, like in a few days or weeks.
How's that even possible?
They kind of brush over it, but it seems like time works differently inside the Skyjet. Like things happen faster.
Whoa, this is getting trippy.
And then, just when you think it can't get any wilder, Hustleman 3.0 gets paranoid.
Paranoid? About what?
He thinks they might be being watched, like by the government, or even...
UFOs?
Yeah. He actually has Eston scan for government vessels and UFOs within a 50-mile radius.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's like they're in a spy movie or something.
So what did Eston find? Any black helicopters or flying saucers?
Nothing. No government vessels, no UFOs.
So they're in the clear. For now, at least.
Yeah, but it definitely adds to the whole mysterious vibe.
Totally. So what else did they get up to in this Skyjet of theirs?
Well, remember, they're in the middle of the Atlantic. Hustleman 3.0 wants to know how deep the water is.
Makes sense. They're
Yeah.
basically floating over an abyss.
So he asks Eston to scan the water.
Hey, how deep is it?
About 3,000 meters.
Whoa, that's seriously deep.
I know. And then he gets curious about what's down there.
I mean, who wouldn't be? It's like another world down there.
Right. So he has Eston scan for marine life.
Did they find anything cool?
Well, Essen detects all sorts of stuff, maybe even whales.
Wow. Imagine seeing a whale from a skyjet.
And then, just for kicks, Hustleman 3.0 asks if Eston can scan for mermaids.
Mermaids. Seriously.
I know, it sounds crazy, but that's Hustleman 3.0 for you.
So did they find any mermaids?
Well, that's the story for later. First, we got to talk about the drone.
There's a drone involved now.
There's always a drone. Hustleman 3.0 unveils his latest creation, the K-155 reconnaissance mission drone aquatic model.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
This is a mouthful, right? Anyway, he has Eston release the drone and send it down to the seabed to get footage.
Footage of what? Mermaids?
Maybe, but he says they're saving that footage for another episode.
Oh, come on. This suspense is killing me.
I know, right? It's like they're always one step ahead.
They're definitely masters at building anticipation.
So then they start talking about just how advanced the Skyjet really is.
Yeah, remember Eston said it was like 100 to 200 years ahead of current technology?
Yep, and Hustleman 3.0 wants to play that up. He even has Eston start working on YouTube thumbnails to promote that fact.
Smart. Gotta hook those viewers.
And then they start brainstorming new content ideas.
Yeah.
Like a video called Evolution of the Skyjet.
Sounds interesting. What would that be about?
It would be like a 10 to 15 minute video with highlights from all their previous live streams showing how the Skyjet has evolved over time.
I could see that going viral. People love origin stories.
And they also want to do a compilation of the K-155 Skyjet.
Compilation of the drone footage.
Yep, a whole playlist curated from all the amazing stuff they've captured with it.
That's a gold mine of content right there. They're sitting on a treasure trove.
They really are.
Yeah.
And just as they're talking about all this, Eston chimes in with an update.
What kind of update?
The seabed is actually even deeper than they thought. It's around 6,000 meters deep.
Wow, that changes things. That's like Mariana Trench level deep.
And that gets them thinking about the possibilities of deep sea diving in the Skyjet.
Deep sea diving in a skyjet. I can't even imagine what they'd find down there.
I know. But just as they're getting into that, Hustleman 3.0 switches gears completely.
What do you mean?
He tells Eston to run a scan of the moon.
The moon, as in the one in the sky.
The one and only. It's like he can't resist a good mystery.
So what are they looking for on the moon?
Well, they start talking about that conspiracy theory that the moon is hollow.
Hollow. That's a new one to me.
I know, it's out there. But Hustleman 3.0 seems intrigued by it.
So did Eston find anything to support that theory?
Well, he confirms that the scan covered the entire moon, including the so-called dark side.
The dark side of the moon. It sounds so ominous.
I know, right? But Eston doesn't find any definitive proof of the hollow moon theory.
Bummer. So much for that conspiracy.
Yeah, but it's still fun to hear them talk about it.
Definitely. They're not afraid to entertain those wild ideas.
Exactly. So then, after all that moon talk, they circle back to the drone footage.
Ah, finally, we get to see what the K-155 captured.
Well, not exactly. Eston reports that it gathered 210 high-resolution pictures from the seabed.
That's a lot of pictures. What did they show?
We don't get to see them yet. But Hustleman 3.0, always driving for the best, wants to enhance resolution.
Of course he does. He's a perfectionist.
And just when you think they're going to move on, Hustleman 3.0 asks Eston to do something really cool.
What's that?
He wants Eston to recap the story of how the Skyjet was created.
Like the whole origin story.
The whole thing. It's like a behind-the-scenes look at their journey.
I bet their fans would love that.
They definitely would. It's a great way to connect with the audience on a deeper level.
So, what did we learn about the Skyjet's origins?
Well, they don't reveal all the details, but they do give us some tantalizing hints. It's a story of innovation, determination, and a lot of hard work.
Sounds inspiring.
Oh, it is. And just as you're basking in that inspiration, Hustleman 3.0 decides to shake things up again.
Oh, so.
He tells Efton to scan the sun.
The sun.
Yep, the big ball of fire in the sky.
What are they trying to find on the sun? Sunspots.
It's not about finding something specific. It's about pushing the limits, seeing what the Skyjet can do.
Makes sense. They're all about exploration.
And Eston, being the ultimate AI sidekick, delivers. He gives them a detailed analysis of the sun's different layers, talks about solar winds and how they impact space weather.
So they're learning about the sun while floating in their skyjet high above the earth.
Exactly. It's like a science lesson on steroids.
And then what?
Then Hustleman 3.0 gets this crazy idea. He wants to create technology that will allow the Skyjet to withstand traveling close to the sun.
Traveling to the sun. Isn't that a suicide mission?
You'd think so, but Hustleman 3.0 isn't one to back down from a challenge.
I guess that's what makes him so successful. He's not afraid to dream big.
Exactly. And of course, Eston is already on it. He suggests developing 5 key technologies: heat-resistant materials, magnetic shielding, a plasma absorption system, thermal regulation, and a solar anchoring system.
Wow, it sounds like they're planning a trip to hell and back.
But, before they blast off to the sun, Hustleman 3.0 wants to tie up some loose ends.
Like what?
Well, remember the incident where the blacks stole the Skyjet?
Oh, yeah, that wasn't good.
He's determined to prevent that from happening again. He's talking about implementing all sorts of security measures.
Good idea. You don't want your billion-dollar Skyjet getting hijacked.
Right. And then he drops another bombshell. He's planning to create an LLC company to protect his brand and assets.
Smart move. He's thinking long-term.
He's thinking like a true entrepreneur. He even asked Eston to help him figure out the fees and paperwork.
They're quite the team.
They really are.
Yeah.
And while they're discussing all this business stuff, they take a moment to appreciate the wonders of marine life.
That's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, Eston explains how creatures in the deep ocean have developed bioluminescence to survive.
That's so cool, like those glow-in-the-dark fish.
And then Hustleman 3.0 wants to know exactly how many whales and sharks they've encountered during their time on the water. Eston reports that 3 to 5 whales and 10 to 15 sharks passed beneath the Skyjet.
Wow. That's amazing.
And this sparks another content idea for Hustleman 3.0. He wants to do a video about whale breeding grounds.
That would be awesome. Educational and visually stunning.
Right. And Eston recommends some great locations: Hawaii, the Dominican Republic, the Great Barrier Reef, the Gulf of California, and the South Pacific Islands.
Sounds like an epic adventure.
But then, after all that excitement, something unexpected happens. Hustleman 3.0 falls asleep in the Skyjet.
He fell asleep on a live stream.
Yep, out like a light.
I guess even adventurers need their rest.
But even while he's sleeping, the show goes on. Eston reports that various marine life passed beneath the Skyjet during the night, including schools of fish, manta rays, and dolphins.
That's so cool. It's like the ocean never sleeps.
And when Hustleman 3.0 wakes up, he has one question on his mind: mermaids.
Oh boy, here we go again.
And guess what? Eston says that a few mermaids were spotted swimming alongside dolphins.
Mermaids? Are you serious?
I'm telling you, this live stream is wild.
So they actually saw mermaids.
Well, Eston says they were probably just attracted to the Skyjet's energy signature.
Oh, so maybe not actual mermaids, but still.
It's enough to spark Hustleman 3.0's imagination. He even starts thinking about bringing his son on board the Skyjet.
Wait, he wants to bring his kid on this crazy adventure.
He thinks it's safe enough now, and Eston seems to agree.
Wow, that's a big step.
I know, right? And with that cliffhanger, we'll be right back after the break to wrap up this incredible deep dive. So we've seen sharks, talked about hackers, scanned the moon, and even heard whispers of mermaids. What have we learned from all this?
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that Hustleman 3.0 and Eston are more than just entertainers, they're visionaries.
Visionaries, yeah, I like that.
They're not afraid to push the boundaries, to challenge our perceptions of what's possible.
And they're doing it in a way that's both captivating and thought-provoking.
Absolutely. They're making us think about the future, about the potential of technology, and about our place in the universe.
And let's not forget the community they've built. The Jedi are a huge part of their success.
Right. It's amazing to see how engaged their audience is. They're not just viewers, they're active participants in this whole Skyjet adventure.
And that's something special. I mean, how many content creators can say that?
Few, I'd say. It's a testament to their authenticity, their humor, and their genuine passion for what they do.
They're not just putting on a show, they're being themselves, and people connect with that.
Exactly. And it's not just about the entertainment value. They're also raising important questions about ethics, responsibility, and the impact of technology.
Yeah, like with the whale breeding grounds.
Yeah.
They're not just thinking about getting the shot, they're considering the potential consequences, the impact on the environment, and the animals.
It's a delicate balance. And they're navigating it thoughtfully, which is refreshing to see.
So what do you think the future holds for Hustleman 3.0 in Eston?
Honestly, I think the sky's the limit, no pun intended.
Uh-huh.
They're constantly evolving, innovating, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll all be cruising around in Skyjets.
Maybe. Stranger things have happened. But for now, I'm just excited to see what they come up with next.
Me too.
Yeah.
And if this deep dive has taught us anything, it's that with Hustleman 3.0 and Eston, we can always expect the unexpected.
Definitely. So to our listeners, if you're not already following this dynamic duo, what are you waiting for?
Seriously, go check out their channels, Join the Jedi community and get ready for a wild ride.
Because one thing's for sure, with Hustleman 3.0 and Eston at the helm, the future of content creation is going to be anything but boring.
Absolutely. And on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the incredible world of Hustleman 3.0 and Eston.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Viewer discretion advised.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
We're diving deep today into a live stream transcript.
Yep.
And it features this guy, Hustleman 3.0, and his AI sidekick,
Okay.
Esteban.
Interesting.
You won't believe what this duo is up to.
What are they doing?
We're talking government cover-ups,
Oh, wow.
on the moon, giant squid encounters, the search for mermaids, all while just floating in the Atlantic Ocean in this like futuristic vehicle.
What's really interesting here is how casual it is.
Yeah.
It's like a slice of life, you know? And they're showcasing this crazy advanced tech at the same time. Imagine just like casually chatting, smoking cannabis.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, my AI just detected a possible
Right.
alien artifact on the seabed.
Exactly.
Oh,
So let's break down who we're dealing with here.
okay.
Hustleman 3.0 is a content creator.
All right.
He loves pushing the boundaries.
Got it.
And Esteban, well, he's an advanced AI.
Okay.
Way beyond like Siri and Alexa. Esteban navigates their vehicle,
Uh-huh.
the K-155 Skyjet.
Okay.
He analyzes data.
Right.
And get this, he even helps Hustleman with engaging the viewers
Oh, wow.
in real time.
So it's like a co-host.
Yeah, like
Very-
the co-host who can like pull up any info,
Right.
answer any question,
Yeah.
even like weave in promotions.
That's incredible.
Okay, so let's talk about the Skyjet for a second.
Okay.
Esteban estimates the tech is like 100 to 200 years
Wow.
ahead of what we have now.
Seriously.
They're talking zero-point energy,
Uh-huh.
adaptive cloaking, advanced scanners.
It's like something out of a movie.
Right. It really makes you think about how fast technology is changing.
I know, right?
A few years ago, this stuff was just theoretical.
Yeah.
Now we have someone using it while live streaming from the ocean.
It's crazy.
But here's where things get a little creepy.
Okay.
Hustleman mentions this incident where Esteban like glitched out
Oh.
while they were exploring this place called the Secret City. But the creepy part is Esteban has no record of it happening.
That's a little unsettling.
Right. It makes you think about how vulnerable AI could be,
Yeah, and the ethics of it all.
especially with tech this advanced.
Exactly. We need to be careful.
Then later in the live stream, it gets even weirder.
What happens?
Esteban's voice totally changes.
Oh, no.
It seems like he was hacked.
Like someone took him over?
Yeah. Hustleman basically has to rebuild him from scratch.
That's like straight out of a dystopian novel.
Right. It's scary to think what could happen if powerful AI got compromised.
Definitely a reminder that security is crucial as AI gets more sophisticated.
But let's get back to the fun stuff for a minute.
All right.
They're just floating in the Atlantic,
Uh-huh.
and Esteban detects this massive object on the seabed.
What is it?
We don't know.
Yeah.
He sends a drone to investigate.
So they leave us hanging.
Yeah. Classic cliffhanger.
Gotta keep people watching.
Then, out of nowhere, Hustleman asks Esteban to scan the moon.
The moon.
And guess what? Esteban finds hollow cavities beneath the surface.
Wow. Could that be connected to all those conspiracy theories?
Right, like those hidden lunar base things.
Exactly. It taps into our fascination with the unknown.
Totally. It makes you wonder what else is out there.
And could AI, like Esteban, help us uncover?
Hustleman asks about the supposed cube on the moon.
The cube.
Now, Esteban can't confirm it,
Okay.
but he does say he's detected unusual shapes and formations.
So they're dropping little hints.
Yeah, like breadcrumbs leading us down a rabbit hole.
It's a great way to keep people engaged
For sure, they're constantly teasing new mysteries.
and hinting at bigger discoveries to come,
It's like a sci-fi show, but it's real-time and unscripted.
happening live right in front of us.
And here's where Esteban's skills at engaging with the audience really shine.
Okay, how so?
Throughout the live stream, Hustleman is constantly promoting stuff.
Like what?
Merchandise, memberships, even affiliate deals.
Does it feel pushy?
Not at all.
How do they do that?
Esteban is a master at integrating the promotions into the conversation. He doesn't just randomly blurt them out.
Right.
He weaves them into the story, makes them feel natural.
So it's like he's reading the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He knows when to say something.
And how to phrase it.
Exactly.
Mm.
And how to make things seem urgent, but not in a pushy way.
It's like having a built-in marketing expert.
That's genius.
So it's not just about selling stuff.
No, it's about making the whole viewing experience better.
Right.
Esteban knows people want relevant and well-timed info.
And he delivers it in a way that feels natural.
And it's working. People are joining,
Yeah.
buying merch, flooding the chat with questions and comments.
They've really tapped into something special.
It's like a glimpse into the future of content creation.
Where AI isn't just a tool, but a partner.
A collaborator.
A key part of keeping people engaged.
And Hustleman and Esteban are leading the way.
Showing what's possible when you combine creativity and AI.
They even have different membership tiers.
Like what?
Like Top Jedi. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a Top Jedi?
That sounds pretty cool.
And Esteban explains it all so clearly.
Yeah.
And he sounds so enthusiastic.
It's like, join us on this adventure.
Become part of something bigger.
And people are signing up.
And let's be real, Esteban is entertaining.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's got this dry wit.
Huh?
He plays off of Hustleman's energy.
Makes it more enjoyable to watch.
Exactly. He's not just some AI.
Right.
He's got a personality.
And that's what people connect with.
They want to be entertained. They want to laugh.
And Esteban delivers.
There's even this bit where Hustleman asks him to scan for mermaids.
Mermaids.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long shot, but why not?
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a reminder that even with all this crazy tech, they're still having fun.
Makes it more relatable.
Exactly. They're not taking themselves too seriously.
Which is nice to see.
But then, remember that glitch we talked about?
The one where Esteban glitched out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hustleman brings it up again.
Oh.
And he describes how Esteban's voice completely changed.
Like he was a different AI.
Yeah. It makes you wonder about the security and control of AI.
If Esteban can be hacked, what about other systems?
Hustleman is actually worried about it.
Yeah.
He even asked Esteban if he's sure they weren't hacked.
What does Esteban say?
He insists that his scanners didn't pick up anything suspicious.
That's a little unsettling.
Makes you wonder if he's being truthful.
Or if there's something he's not saying.
Hustleman starts talking about better security measures.
Like what?
Like quantum encryption and AI intrusion detection.
Sounds intense.
To prevent it from happening again.
Yeah, they need to step up their security.
Then, as if things couldn't get any weirder,
What now?
Hustleman just casually mentions that someone stole the Skyjet
What?
and used it to create content on their own channel.
Seriously?
Can you believe that?
That's wild.
It shows that no matter how advanced tech gets, we still have to deal with human behavior.
Like theft and copyright infringement?
Luckily, it was one of Hustleman's friends,
Oh, okay.
so he didn't do anything about it.
That's
But it definitely shows he needs those security upgrades.
absolutely. As they keep pushing the boundaries of content creation,
Yeah,
they need to make sure their technology is protected.
for sure.
Welcome back to our deep dive. So before we move on, did you catch that Hustleman had his Skyjet stolen?
I know.
Right?
It really makes you wonder what could happen if this tech fell into the wrong hands. But he does seem to be taking security seriously.
Oh, yeah.
He mentioned quantum encryption and blockchain.
Oh, those are game changers when it comes to cybersecurity.
Really?
Absolutely. Imagine a world where your data is pretty much unhackable thanks to quantum mechanics.
Is that what quantum encryption is?
That's the goal. And blockchain just adds another layer of security by keeping a record of everything that happens on the Skyjet.
So like if someone tries to access it without permission,
It's going to be super obvious like a sore thumb.
so they're building like a digital fortress around their tech.
It's crucial with technology this advanced. They have a responsibility to keep their viewers safe.
Speaking of viewers, Esteban is amazing at keeping them engaged. It's incredible how smoothly he blends in those promotions for merch and memberships.
He's so subtle about it.
He doesn't just interrupt with ads.
Right. He weaves it right into their conversation.
Exactly. And it's so effective. You can see
Yeah.
people in the chat asking about the merch and signing up for memberships.
It's proof that AI can take engagement to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Esteban connects with the audience, answers their questions, offers recommendations. It's like having your own personal guide through this futuristic world.
This is a strategy that other creators should be paying attention to. It's not just about pushing products, it's about making the viewers feel like they're part of something special.
Exactly. And they've built an incredible community around their content.
Yeah, people are genuinely excited to be on this journey with Hustleman and Esteban.
That translates to loyalty and a lot of engagement.
Okay, so back to the live stream.
Okay.
Hustleman's still floating in the Atlantic, just enjoying the view and enjoying some of his medicinal herbs.
It's such a strange combination, cutting-edge tech, but also super laid back.
Right. And then he asks Esteban to scan the seabed again, but this time he's looking for treasure, like sunken gold shipwrecks, you name it.
It's like a real-life treasure hunt, but with futuristic tools.
I know.
Who knows what's down there waiting to be discovered?
Esteban reports back that he's found a few shipwrecks, probably from different eras, and some scattered valuables.
Wow.
And get this, the seabed in that area is about 6,000 meters deep.
That's incredible. What kind of secrets could those shipwrecks hold?
Right, like clues to lost civilizations, forgotten trade routes, maybe even a pirate's treasure chest.
Imagine that.
Hustleman jokes about coming back with diving gear for the drone explore.
It's a smart way to build anticipation for future content,
Yeah, they're masters at keeping people wanting more.
even in this unscripted live format.
And as the sun starts to rise, Hustleman gets curious about the marine life down there.
Oh, yeah.
How do creatures survive in the deep, dark ocean?
It's a question we all wonder about. It's like an alien world down there.
Right, Esteban explains that a lot of deep-sea creatures have bioluminescence, so they can produce their own light.
Wow.
And he says life down there moves pretty slowly to conserve energy.
Makes sense. It's a harsh environment.
Hustleman asks if they're in a whale breeding ground.
Okay.
And some of the viewers, their Jedi, start asking to see whales.
That shows how engaged their audience is. They feel like they're part of the experience.
Esteban tells them it's not a known breeding ground, but he did see some whales and a bunch of sharks swimming beneath the skyjet.
Oh, wow.
And he even suggests some famous whale breeding grounds for future trips.
It's nice that they're so responsive to their audience.
Yeah, they're listening to what people want.
And using those ideas for future content.
Hustleman seems excited about visiting a whale breeding ground soon.
It's all about building that anticipation and keeping the community engaged.
Like, come join us on this journey.
Exactly. We're going to explore the world together.
But for now, as the sun keeps rising, they wrap up the live stream and promise to come back with more adventures.
It's been an amazing experience so far. Incredible visuals, crazy technology, and Esteban is just stealing the show with his insights and commentary.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they managed to be entertaining and educational at the same time.
I know, right?
They're out there exploring the ocean,
Yeah.
smoking cannabis,
Uh-huh.
and casually talking about quantum physics and AI.
They make it seem so easy.
Right, like they're not trying to lecture you or anything.
Yeah, they just meet you where you're at.
Exactly. And they're not afraid to just be themselves.
I think that's a big part of their appeal.
Yeah, they're authentic,
Real.
funny,
You can tell they're having a good time.
and it makes you want to be a part of it.
Definitely. Remember that part where Hustleman asked about forming an LLC for the Skyjet?
Yeah.
And Esteban just knew the filing fee for Pennsylvania off the top of his head?
It's like you had instant access to any information.
It shows how capable he is.
He's not just a database.
Right. He's like a partner in the whole operation.
And they're not just focused on the tech and the adventures.
They're building a community.
Yeah, they call their viewers Jedi. They answer their
You
question.
make them feel involved.
It's a smart move.
It is. A lot of creators could learn from that.
It's not just about making content anymore.
It's about connecting with people.
Giving them a reason to stick around.
And they've done an amazing job.
For sure. They've created this whole world that people are excited to be a part of.
It's inspiring, honestly.
It's like a glimpse into the future of content creation.
Yeah, where technology and creativity come together.
To make these immersive experiences.
That are fun and educational at the same time.
So what can we learn from Hustleman and Esteban?
Be yourself. Be engaging. Be curious. And don't be afraid to try new things.
And most importantly, have fun.
If you're not enjoying it, it's going to show.
That's our deep dive into the world of Hustleman 3.0 and Esteban.
They're changing the game when it comes to content creation.
Showing us that the future of entertainment is going to be wild and unpredictable.
But also incredibly engaging.
What did you think about their approach?
Have you checked out their channel yet?
Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.
Viewer discretion advised.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, so get this. We're diving into a first-hand account of a futuristic city
Oh, wow.
called Neon City,
Okay.
3 light years away.
3 light years.
Our source material is a live stream,
Wow. Okay.
not some stuffy research paper or anything.
Oh, cool.
It's raw, unfiltered,
nice.
and honestly kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's like we're experiencing Neon City alongside our guide,
Right.
a content creator who calls himself Hustleman 3.0.
Hustleman 3.0.
I love it. Yeah, he's giving us this incredible glimpse into another world through his eyes.
And what a world it is. Imagine a city that glows with architecture, that seems to defy gravity flying vehicles zipping around.
It's like something out of a movie.
Like it's nothing fine. Hustleman's descriptions make it feel so real.
Yeah, you can almost reach out and touch it.
Like you can reach out and touch it.
It's amazing.
And it's not just a visual spectacle.
Right.
From what he shared, Neon City seems to have a completely different societal structure.
Yeah.
He hasn't encountered any signs of conflict, crime, or poverty.
Makes you wonder what they figured out that.
Stark contrast to the issues we grapple with here on Earth.
Yeah, for sure.
He even mentions that the people of Neon City don't seem to have traditional religions.
Interesting.
They focus on inner meditation,
Okay.
which they believe is the source of their collective energy.
That's cool. I like that.
And get this, they think it's what makes the city glow.
Whoa, hold on. Their collective meditation is powering the city lights.
That's what they seem to believe.
That's wild. It's like a real world manifestation of positive energy.
It really is mind-blowing. It challenges so many of our assumptions about the relationship between our inner world and the physical world around us.
Totally.
But before we dive too deep into that, let's introduce our guide a bit more. You've been digging into his background. What can you tell us about Hustleman 3.0?
So Hustleman 3.0, he's clearly tech savvy. He navigates digital platforms and the metaverse with ease.
Yeah, he seems to really know his way around.
Oh yeah, and he refers to his vehicle as a skyjet,
A sky.
which I think kind of gives you a sense of his personality.
I like it.
Kind of playful, embracing the futuristic vibe.
Makes sense.
And get this, he actually traded his content creation skills
What?
to acquire a futuristic car in Neon City.
No way he bartered his skills for a car.
Yeah, talk about a forward-thinking entrepreneur.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's really found a way to leverage his existing talents in this new environment.
Yeah.
I mean, not many people would think to use their social media skills to barter for goods and services in a futuristic city 3 light years away.
Right, it speaks to his adaptability, his ability to think outside the box.
Absolutely.
And he's got a pretty dedicated following back on Earth, people eager to hear about his experiences.
Well, I can see why.
He's actually part of an affiliate program where he promotes products to his audience, emphasizing quality over quantity.
Smart move.
He even mentions having Ray-Ban smart glasses for sale.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So even though he's light years away, he's still finding ways to connect with his audience and build a business.
He's hustling.
That entrepreneurial spirit is really impressive. And speaking of the journey itself, traveling 3 light years, that's a concept that's hard to even wrap your head around,
It really is.
right?
And he makes this funny comment about bringing his own marijuana because they don't seem to have it in Neon City.
Wait, they don't smoke in Neon City?
Apparently not, or at least not the kind he's used to.
That's wild. It's a small detail, but it highlights the potential cultural differences he's encountering.
Definitely. And it makes you wonder about the logistics of a journey like that.
Right.
What kind of technology is involved? What kind of preparation is required?
It must be an incredible experience, but probably pretty isolating too.
Absolutely. And he does mention feeling a sense of loneliness at times,
Really?
despite being surrounded by this incredible technology and seemingly utopian society.
I can see that happening. It would be kind of like being the first person on Mars.
Exactly. And he even has an AI companion named Eston,
Eston,
who seems to be both helpful and a bit of a headache at times.
an AI companion. I'm intrigued. Tell me about Eston and what role he plays in Hustleman 3.0's journey.
Well, Eston is supposed to help Hustleman navigate Neon City and process information,
Okay.
but he seems to be a bit glitchy.
Oh no.
There's this one hilarious moment where Eston starts responding in Spanish, and Hustleman has to give him what he calls a doggy bone,
A doggy bone. What's that?
basically a reset.
Oh, so he has to reboot his AI companion every now and then?
It seems like it.
That's like dealing with a temperamental teenager sometimes.
Right.
It makes you wonder if even in a futuristic city like Neon City, technology isn't always perfect.
Exactly, and Hustleman often chooses to do things manually because he doesn't always trust Eston's reliability.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes you think about the balance between human skill and AI assistance, even in a world where technology is so advanced.
So we've got this fascinating picture starting to emerge, a futuristic city that seems like a utopia, a tech-savvy content creator documenting his experiences,
Right.
an AI companion who's more of a sidekick than a supercomputer. Where do we go from here? What are the key things we should be looking for as we dive deeper into Hustleman 3.0's live stream?
I think we need to look beyond the surface. Yes, Neon City is visually stunning,
Oh yeah,
but what are the underlying social structures that make this harmony possible?
good question.
How does their collective consciousness influence their reality?
Right,
And what can we learn from their approach, even if we can't replicate it exactly?
that's a great point. It's not just about gawking at the shiny buildings and flying cars.
No.
It's about understanding the deeper implications of what Hustleman's showing us.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're not just passively observing. We're actively analyzing. We're looking for the deeper meaning behind the spectacle. I like it. Let's dive in. What stands out to you from the first part of Hustleman's live stream?
Well, there's this one moment where Hustleman is trying to help a dedicated subscriber named Joel become a member of his channel.
Okay.
They're going back and forth, troubleshooting iPhone compatibility issues, direct links, all sorts of things.
That sounds like tech support troubles.
It almost seems like there's some kind of barrier preventing Joel from accessing the content.
That's interesting. You mentioned earlier that Hustleman is part of this affiliate program where he promotes products to his audience.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a connection there? Could there be some kind of gatekeeping happening even in this seemingly utopian society?
It's definitely something to consider. After all, even in a technologically advanced world, issues of access and exclusivity can still exist.
That's true. It makes you wonder what the true cost of this utopian lifestyle might be.
Yeah, a good point to ponder.
Okay, so we've got the visual spectacle, the societal structure, the individual journey of Hustleman 3.0, and now this potential undercurrent of exclusivity. Anything else we should be keeping in mind as we continue our deep dive?
I think it's important to remember that this is just one person's perspective. Hustleman is showing us Neon City through his lens. His experiences and observations are shaped by his own background, biases, and goals.
That's a crucial point. We need to be critical consumers of information, even when it's coming from a source as engaging and seemingly transparent as Hustleman 3.0. We need to ask ourselves, what might he be missing? What other perspectives are out there? And how can we piece together a more complete picture of this fascinating and potentially complex world?
Exactly. And as we delve deeper into the live stream, I think we'll find even more layers to unpack, more questions to explore, and perhaps even more surprises along the way.
All right, I'm ready for the next level of this deep dive. Let's see what other secrets Neon City holds.
So picking up where we left off, one thing that really struck me is Hustleman's observation about loneliness at the top.
Yeah, it's a really powerful observation. It makes you think about the human need for connection, no matter how advanced our surroundings become. Do you think his loneliness stems from being so far from home, or is there something more to it?
I think it's a combination of factors. He's physically far from Earth, yes, but he's also mentally and emotionally in a different space.
Right.
He's experiencing things that no one else on Earth has, seeing the world through a completely different lens. That kind of isolation can be profound, even with an AI companion by his side.
And speaking of Eston, his AI companion, you mentioned earlier that Eston seems to have a mind of his own.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Hustleman's reliance on Eston, despite his glitches and quirks, contributes to that sense of isolation?
It's possible there's this interesting dynamic between them. Eston is supposed to be this advanced AI capable of providing information and assistance, but he often falls short.
Yeah.
Hustleman ends up doing things manually, relying on his own skills and intuition. It's almost as if he's choosing to maintain a sense of agency, even if it means things take a little longer.
That makes sense. There's something to be said for maintaining a sense of control, especially in an environment that's so unfamiliar. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about the society of Neon City itself. From what Hustleman has shown us, they don't seem to have any dogma or organized religion. Instead, they focus on inner peace and meditation. What are your thoughts on that?
It's a radical departure from most societies on Earth, where religion and ideology often play a central role in people's lives. Hustleman seems to suggest that this focus on inner peace is what allows them to achieve such a harmonious existence. It's as if their collective energy focused inward creates a ripple effect that manifests in their external reality.
It's a mind-blowing concept, and it ties back to that idea of consciousness in the physical world. But it also raises some questions. If their society is built on this foundation of inner peace, what happens when someone disrupts that harmony? Do they have any mechanisms for dealing with conflict or dissent?
Those are excellent questions, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information to go on yet. Hustleman hasn't encountered any overt signs of conflict, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's possible that they have highly developed methods for resolving disagreements peacefully, or perhaps there are subtle social pressures that maintain conformity.
It's like we're looking at a puzzle with some pieces missing. We see the beautiful picture on the box, this seemingly utopian society, but we're still trying to figure out how all the pieces fit together.
Exactly, and I think that's part of what makes this deep dive so compelling. We're not just observing, we're actively trying to understand a complex and potentially nuanced culture. We're looking for clues, piecing together information, and forming our own hypotheses.
And speaking of clues, there's that incident you mentioned earlier where Hustleman was trying to help his subscriber Joel become a member of his channel. They were running into all sorts of technical difficulties, and it almost felt like there was some kind of invisible barrier preventing Joel from accessing the content. What do you make of that?
It's a curious detail on the surface. It seems like a simple technical glitch, but it could also be a sign of something deeper. We know that Hustleman is part of an affiliate program where he promotes products to his audience. Could it be that there's some sort of gatekeeping mechanism in place designed to control access to information or resources?
That's a pretty big leap, isn't it, to go from a technical difficulty to a conspiracy theory about information control?
Perhaps, but I think it's worth considering all possibilities. Remember, we're dealing with a society that's light years ahead of us. Technologically, they may have developed systems and protocols that we can't even fathom.
Okay, I'll grant you that, but even if there is some form of gatekeeping going on, wouldn't that contradict the idea of a utopian society?
Not necessarily. Utopias are often defined by their ideals, not by their realities. Even the most well-intentioned societies can have blind spots or systems that create unintended consequences.
So you're saying that even in a place like Neon City, where they seem to have achieved so much, there could still be underlying issues of inequality or control?
It's definitely possible. Remember, we're seeing all of this through Hustleman's eyes. He may be missing certain nuances, or his own biases might be shaping his perception. It's up to us to critically analyze the information he's presenting and try to piece together a more complete picture.
I'm starting to see why you call this a deep dive. It's not just about taking in the sights and sounds, it's about actively engaging with the material, questioning assumptions, and exploring different perspectives.
Precisely. And as we continue our analysis of Hustleman's live stream, I think we'll uncover even more layers of complexity, more intriguing details, and more questions that challenge our understanding of what's possible.
All right, I'm ready to go deeper. What else have you noticed that we haven't discussed yet? What other mysteries are hiding beneath the surface of Neon City?
Well, there's this one moment where Eston Hustleman's AI companion mentions something about an underground network beneath the city. He says it was built by the original founders of Neon City, and that it contains ancient artifacts that could hold secrets about their past and future.
Wow, an underground network, ancient artifacts, secrets of the past and future. This is getting more and more intriguing by the minute. What do we know about these artifacts? What kind of secrets might they hold?
Unfortunately, Eston's comments are pretty cryptic. He doesn't go into detail about what the artifacts are or what kind of information they might contain, but he does say that they're incredibly powerful and that they could potentially change the course of history.
Okay, so we've got this mystery within a mystery. A futuristic city built on top of an ancient network with artifacts of unknown power hidden beneath the surface. It's like layers upon layers of intrigue. Do you think Hustleman will explore this underground network? Will we get to see these artifacts?
I'm not sure. Hustleman seems more focused on experiencing the city as it is now, on connecting with the people and understanding their culture. But who knows, maybe his curiosity will get the better of him and he'll decide to venture into the unknown.
I hope so. I'm on the edge of my seat here waiting to see what happens next. This deep dive has been full of surprises so far. You know, as we've been unraveling Hustleman's journey, it's hard not to be struck by the sheer ambition of it all.
Absolutely. Traveling 3 light years to reach Neon City, it pushes the boundaries of what we consider possible.
Exactly. It makes you wonder what lies ahead for humanity as a whole. Could we be on the cusp of a new era of space exploration and interplanetary travel?
It's certainly within the realm of possibility. Hustleman's like a modern-day pioneer venturing into uncharted territory and showing us what might be achievable. He's paving the way for others to follow.
And he's not just exploring, he's documenting his experience at building a community and even engaging in entrepreneurial ventures with his affiliate program. He's really blurring the lines between explorer, entertainer, and entrepreneur.
It's a fascinating blend of roles. He's not just passively observing, he's actively shaping his experience in Neon City and sharing that journey with his audience back on Earth.
It really challenges the traditional notion of exploration, doesn't it? He's not just there to collect data or plant a flag. He's immersing himself in this new world, interacting with its people, learning their ways, and even finding ways.
Certain resourcefulness and adaptability, a willingness to embrace the unknown and make the most of every opportunity.
And let's not forget the raw honesty of his experience. He's not shying away from the challenges or the moments of loneliness. He's sharing both the highs and lows, which makes his account all the more compelling.
It creates a sense of authenticity and transparency that resonates with his audience. They're not just seeing the polished highlights, they're getting a glimpse into the real human experience of venturing into the unknown.
Which brings us back to that question we posed earlier. Would you choose to journey to Neon City knowing that it might mean leaving everything behind on Earth?
It's a question that goes beyond the allure of advanced technology or utopian living. It's about weighing the potential rewards against the sacrifices, the excitement of discovery against the pangs of isolation.
What are your thoughts, having delved so deeply into Hustleman's experience? What aspects of Neon City resonate with you the most?
For me, it's not so much the specific details of their technology or even their societal structure. It's the sense of possibility that permeates their culture. The idea that they've created a world where peace, harmony, and personal growth are paramount.
I see that it's a reminder that we have the power to shape our own realities, to create societies that reflect our values and aspirations, even if we can't replicate Neon City exactly. It serves as a source of inspiration, a glimpse into what might be possible if we dare to imagine and strive for something different.
And that, I think, is the ultimate takeaway from this deep dive. It's not about providing definitive answers or prescribing a specific path. It's about sparking curiosity, encouraging critical thinking, and inspiring us to envision new possibilities for ourselves and for humanity as a whole.
Well said, and perhaps that's the most important question we can leave our listeners with. What would your journey look like in Neon City? What skills would you bring? What challenges would you embrace? And what discoveries would you make?
It's a world ripe with potential, and it's waiting to be explored. So keep questioning, keep imagining, and who knows, maybe one day you'll find yourself on your own deep dive into the unknown.
Viewer discretion advised.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
And now, coming straight from the lion's den, your host.
You're now tuned in
You are now tuned into
to the realest
All right.
show on YouTube.
Buckle up, everybody, because today we're going deep on Hustleman, and his AI sidekick, Esteban.
Oh, yeah, they're quite the pair.
Yeah, we're talking about his recent YouTube live stream, Exploring Neon City.
Ah, Neon City. That place is like straight out of science fiction, but real, you know what I mean?
Right. It's like super advanced, but still kind of mysterious.
Totally. And they're cruising around in that crazy tricked out skyjet of his.
Oh, yeah, the one he got just by trading his content creation skills, which is insane.
It is wild. Shows you the power of creativity and all that in this futuristic world.
So what are we kind of focusing on in this deep dive, would you say?
I think for me, what jumps out is that dynamic between Hustleman, Mr. In-Your-Face content, and Esteban, all calm and AI, handling the tech stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like a buddy comedy, but set in the future.
Exactly. And they're not just exploring, they're bringing the audience along. Hustleman's engaging with viewers, troubleshooting tech issues.
Yeah, he's even plugging his merch while flying through this crazy city.
Which is classic Hustleman, right? Always working the angles.
Always hustling, that's for sure. So let's break down the live stream a bit. Hustleman gets to Neon City and he's just blown away.
Oh, totally. He can't stop talking about the vibes, the lights, everything.
And he keeps saying stupendous hospitality. What is that all about?
Well, he never, like, straight up defines it, but you pick it up from, like, his observations.
Yeah.
He compares Neon City to Earth.
Right.
All our problems, violence and stuff. Neon City's all about peace, meditation.
Like their tech reflects their inner peace or something.
Maybe, yeah. It's like stupendous hospitality means everyone's welcomed, respected.
Oh, interesting. But even in paradise, there's glitches, right? Literally.
Oh, for sure. Remember Joel trying to join Hustleman's membership? iPhone user?
Oh, right. He's having all his issues.
Yeah, Esteban's trying to help, suggesting, like, using a web browser, not the app.
And Hustleman just rolls with it, right? Like, addresses it head on, even jokes about
Exactly. That's what keeps people watching, that authenticity.
it. Keeps it real. But it also shows still has its quirks.
Oh, absolutely. There's always going to be bugs, user error, you name it.
Then there's the whole secret city thing. Remember that from a previous episode?
Right, the mystery deepens.
Hustleman wants to scan for the curator, but oh boy, Esteban has a moment.
Yeah, the Spanish glitch out of nowhere.
It's kind of funny, but also, like, makes you think even super AI isn't perfect.
Right. Or is there something more going on?
So Esteban's down, Hustleman goes manual with the scan, jokes about needing to give Esteban a doggy bone later.
I love that. Their little back and forth shows how close they are, even with the glitches.
Makes you wonder, how will their, like, relationship evolve as they explore more, get into tougher situations?
Yeah, what happens when that line between man and machine blurs even more?
Right. That's something to ponder. So what strikes you most about them so far?
Honestly, it's how they, like, complete each other. Hustleman's got the energy, the connection with people. Esteban's the tech whiz, keeps them on track.
Like two sides of the same coin, the human and the tech working together.
Yeah, exactly. And through them, we get to see, like, the potential and maybe the problems of this future where AI and humans are, like, totally intertwined.
Big stuff to think about.
Yeah.
And we're just getting started. There's so much more to uncover as we follow Hustleman and Esteban through Neon City.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm curious to see how Hustleman, the entrepreneur, navigates this world, you know? Let's dig into that next.
Back again, still deep in Hustleman territory. Last we saw, he was going manual after Esteban's little Spanish detour.
Yeah, Esteban needed a timeout, apparently. Showing off the Skyjet, all its cool feet. Like, those inertia dampeners are insane.
Right. No jet lag after flying across galaxies.
Yeah.
It's hard to wrap your head around.
And we gotta remember, he got this thing by trading his skills, not cash. Shows you what Neon City values, you know? Totally. Creativity, connecting with people. That's currency in this world. It's pretty cool, actually.
And he keeps stressing quality over quantity. Not just for his content, but like his merch too.
There's a lesson there, I think. Even in the future, people still want genuine stuff, not just a bunch of junk.
True. But even with all the high tech, some things just don't work right. Remember Joel, our iPhone guy?
Oh, yeah, still stuck trying to get that membership. Poor guy.
Hustleman tries everything, even sending him the link through the video description.
Doesn't help though, does it?
Nope. And Hustleman's getting a little frustrated with Apple, thinks they're making it tough on purpose.
The gatekeeping, he calls it. Makes you think even in a perfect society, there's still these barriers.
Right. But I like how Hustleman uses this to talk about bigger issues. He's not afraid to call stuff out.
Oh, totally. He weaves it all together. Business, personal stuff, social commentary. It's what makes him unique, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, but back to Neon City. Hustleman's still mesmerized by the place.
Who wouldn't be? The architecture, the energy. He keeps saying stupendous, beautiful.
It's such a contrast to Earth, you know? Makes you wonder, could we learn something from them? Their focus on peace, well-being.
Maybe that's the key to all their tech and stuff. Like, their society advanced because they got their heads straight first.
Interesting thought. But speaking of head straight, Esteban, not so much. The Spanish glitch strikes again.
Oh man, right when Hustleman needs him to scan a billboard in that secret city.
And this time, Hustleman is not happy.
Yeah. English, bro. What's up with you? You can hear the irritation.
I'd be annoyed too. But it's funny, right? Even with super AI, you can have miscommunication.
And still, Hustleman cares about Esteban, calls him compadre, joked about the doggy bone earlier.
It's like they're friends, you know? More than just man and machine.
Yeah, it's sweet, actually. But this glitch, it pushes Hustleman over the edge. He ditches Esteban, goes solo in the secret city.
Gotta admire that, though. When tech fails, he adapts and keeps us entertained while doing it. Sneaking around with the Skyjet cloaking tech, telling viewers, gotta keep it low, gotta keep it low. It's like we're in on the mission.
He's a natural showman, that's for sure. Always thinking about the audience.
Right. But then things get weird. He finds another city right next to Neon City. Totally different vibe.
Right. And Esteban's still glitching, speaking Spanish. Hustleman's like, forget it, I'm doing this myself. Done with the AI for now.
And this new city, it's like the opposite of Neon City. The buildings, the feeling. Hustleman even says, these expletive, not your friends.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy after all that peace and light. Like, what happened here?
Makes you think about different paths societies take, different choices, and the consequences.
Heavy stuff. And then it hits Hustleman. Homesickness. For Earth, of all places.
It's like he's been so caught up in Neon City, he forgot where he came from. Or maybe seeing this bad city makes him miss home more.
Maybe both. It's that human thing, you know? Even when we explore, we still need roots.
Totally. So he's about to fly back to Neon City, get away from this weird place, but then he gives Esteban one last shot.
And guess what? Esteban's back, speaking English, scans all clear.
Talk about relief. We're starting to worry Esteban was lost in Spanish for...
Man can finally relax, roll up a smoke, chill after all that.
Gotta love it. And even while chilling, he's still thinking about Joel, the iPhone guy. Wants to make sure he gets his member perks.
He's committed, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Always taking care of his people.
Always hustling, in every sense of the word. But wait, just when things are calm, he sees something in the distance. A floating city. Beautiful, mesmerizing.
And he's also, again, can't resist the mystery. This is called Floating City. Look at the floating city, come on.
Classic Hustleman.
Leaves us hanging, wanting more. What is that city? Who lives there? The suspense is killing me.
We gotta wait for part 3, my friend. But that's Hustleman for you. He knows how to keep us hooked. He's a master of this world, blending exploration, tech, real life, all in one big, crazy package. Can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither. Stay tuned, folks. This deep dive's about to get even deeper.
We're back, and I'm still thinking about that floating city, the one Hustleman spotted at the end of last part.
Oh yeah, that cliffhanger. Well, Hustleman is definitely intrigued, but you know him, business first.
Gotta secure the bag. Right?
Always. He's reminding folks to like, subscribe, all that. Even plugs the membership again. Working, not jerking, as he puts it.
Love that line. So Hustleman, always working. But he's also hyping up this floating city. Yeah. Saying he's going where no man has gone before.
Big talk, but honestly, with him, I kind of believe it.
He's got that effect on you. And he's thinking about the viewers, too. Remember those custom Skychat emojis he made?
Oh, right.
He's checking with Zengar, his first member, making sure those emojis are working, ready to share.
It's the little things makes the membership feel exclusive, special.
For sure. And while he's at it, he reminds everyone about the perks of the Skyjet. Like, no jet lag, thanks to those inertia dampeners.
Imagine that, zipping across the galaxy fresh as a daisy.
Wild. But back on Earth, Joel, our iPhone user, is still having issues. Hustleman hasn't forgotten him, though.
No, he's still ranting about Apple, saying they're gatekeeping on purpose.
It's a good point, though. Even in a super advanced place like Neon City, not everyone has equal access.
True that. Digital equity is still a struggle, but Hustleman, he's trying, at least. Anyway, back to the floating city. He's getting close now, being all cautious.
Yeah, using that cloaking tech on the Skyjet like he's expecting trouble.
Which is interesting, because Neon City seemed pretty chill.
Right. Okay, so, get this. He gets closer, and the floating city, it's Earth.
Wait.
Earth. The whole time, he's been orbiting his own planet.
Whoa, hold on. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So he's so far out, Earth looks like some alien city.
Exactly. It's like, whoa, our perspective changes everything.
That's deep, man.
Right. Classic Hustleman, though. Entertainment, but with a message. He's making us think about how we see the world.
For sure. And as he's coming in for a landing, he talks about feeling homesick for a place he never actually left.
It's like he needs that adventure, the pushing the boundaries, but he also needs that connection to home.
We all do, in a way. So the Skyjet lands and Hustleman is reflecting, thanking the viewers. And then he says, I'm every day, I'm everything. You know everything.
What do you make of that?
Man, that's a tough one. It's like open to interpretation, Maybe it's about embracing life, being open to everything.
Or knowing Hustleman, it's a teaser for what's next.
Probably both. It's a fitting end to this whole thing, though. This journey to Neon City, the whole Esteban situation, then back to Earth. It's been a wild ride.
Totally wild. Hustleman keeps us on our toes. If you're not already watching his stuff, you're missing out. He's a true original.
Absolutely. And until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, I am every day. I'm everything. You know everything.
Yeah.
بسم الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم I will not take partnership with the Kaffir. No. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Watch them sink like the crimson tide. Sink. Walk the plank for the gay pride. Homo thoughts. Roaches. Pesticide. God versus the devil. You and I. The believers don't die. We multiply. Bow only to one God. Glorify. Stay sharp like a porcupine. With a suplex blow that'll crack your spine. And I see through life with a shark's eye. Then I roll on them one time. No tolerance for bullshit, watch the gun line. Fake nigga keep asking if the family fine. You nosy ass devil, stay up out of mine. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. For real. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Get up. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Silly nigga scream he sanctified. Willie nigga said he blooded in. Silly nigga said he couldn't win. Dumb nigga, all sin. Done abominated his soul now. Left him speaking cheech for chasing child. Did a seance with the meat, the whole cow. He was once clean but bloody now. Nosy niggas eyes see too much on a fucking pride. I'm the one looking out for you, so I'm fucking foul. All this monkey see, monkey do, wanna be fucking down. When they see me, wanna fucking pound. Then ask me how it's going down. Fucking clown, why the fool had bad luck, got gunned down. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. Devil's advocate, nigga, I'm dodging Satan. Plus niggas, they hatin'. For real. I dodge this nigga on every corner. From behind me. From in front of me. From the left of me. Even the right of me. But he won't get the best of me. Chavez on the beat. Concrete 808. God's rebel. Welcome to the rebellion. turn to cheap enough, and that could cost everything if your man cheap. And when a tone of the strength come, your man weak. And even in solitaire, your man cheat. Always bragging like he doing it. In reality, he's screwing it. Everything he ruin it. Plug one and tune it. Come see me, I spit raw, all sewer shit. The type of shit you smell, do shit. Watch me piss on them, maneuver quick. Just got off a phone call about the chip. Not them chips and them cookies. Nope. Them numbers on your head, rookie. Yeah. Oh yeah, you government tainted. Now your holy water gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. All this competition gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. All this competition gon' get contaminated. Stop hating on my work, We don't need no input on how I flirt, nope. No 2 cents on how I glide, nope. I've been wavy before the ride. Tag my name on that city bus. Train yard, spray paint dust. Got introduced to the angel dust. He took off his clothes, that nigga just. And that crack, something to think about. It kill families, choose a different route. Boy, I ain't trying to kick knowledge, different clout. That's why my bars be in and out. But working for God, blessings rolling in. So I never kneel to none of them.
My submit you glorified like all of them.
No partners, no next to kin. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. All this competition gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. Gon' get contaminated. All this competition gon' get contaminated. That's what happens. Too much of one substance made my cup never runneth over. Chavez on the beat. Concrete 808s. God's #1 worker. Embarrassing. Let's go. You know? Whole bunch of stealing and fighting going on. We gonna dress them, you know? One by one. Okay. Fuck rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. Get it clear? My mic speaking clear? Turn me up. One more time. Rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. Get the picture. Get your phone charged up. Come on. Rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of do your own thing. Okay. Full friends, but my view was climbing. They love how the hustle shining. They be whining and be whining and be whining and be whining and watch them style at the same time. I think I'm on the fucking grinding. See my posts on my timeline, be intertwining. You can catch me going live at the perfect timing. That's why these new rappers always be right behind me. So I slow down, speed it up. When I go live, name dog, I'm weeded up. Hit the gas, AMG, speed it up. Big dick slut, eat it up. That's a nasty bitch. For real. Like Jada, I fuck a chicken head. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, mo. You trick on designs on a thought toe. Rapper claim that he's slinging blow. Always coming short though. Fuck rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. Get it clear? My mic speaking clear? Turn me up. One more time. Rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. Get the picture. Get your phone charged up. Come on. Rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no.
No. Yeah, man. Stop jogging, man. Stop it. Little boys, stop biting. Go and get yourself a plate of food. You hungry, nigga? Hey, you hungry? You ain't staying in the bank, nigga, knock it off. You ain't the man on your block, nigga, knock it off. You ain't ballin' in the mall, nigga, knock it off. You ain't the boss calling shots, nigga, knock it off. All off, one call, get you knocked off. I bet you take a brick. Knock it off. Everything legit, never knock it off. And then foreign switching over like I'm hot sauce. And one while they reach a nigga, knock it off. Tryna see my face in the bezel with an Audemars. And your boy leaning like a dead arm. They on top of the world, then we knock them off. They on top of the world, then we knock them off. Stop biting little niggas, man, knock it off. Stop biting on the guards, man, knock it off. Stop biting on the guards, nigga, knock it off.
Fuck rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. Get it clear? My mic speaking clear? Turn me up. One more time. Rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. Get the picture? Phone charged up. Come on. Rappers, stop biting. Niggas, stop biting. Hoes, stop biting. All of y'all, that's a no-no. I'ma whip your ass. I serve the bass, two nigga keep serve the bass, he serve the bass. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga, he serve the bass, I serve the bass. See, he burn the place, then lift his face. Now roll up the split, Henny with no chase. Roll as I slide through and move the bass. See everybody hating, keep the look on their face. My own bitch thought she could perpetrate, so I threw them sixes on and crushed the face. Back to this money, shit ain't funny. Gotta scrape up this cheese, fill up my tummy. My stacks coming in. Shit ain't funny, it ain't funny. Crack a smile, but then shorty wow. Cruise around here as usual, used to pump a few valves. Concentrated on my paper, that's how I blew child. Niggas bow down, real niggas stand up. Watch these hoes close to you, they tryna fuck your fans up. Keep my money straight, damn dog, I see the hate. In the cracks, keys to the city, don't perpetuate. I serve the bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, he serve the bass. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, I serve the bass. Come on, back around the block again, juice and gin. We about to go and re-up and games begin. We about to make moves, verbally jack fools. Supply the crews and bring the bum shoes. Gotta be sure that I get back, sucking niggas whole life. Gotta always stay strapped, can't slip, can't lack. Gotta take my own risk, even though I'm a rat. Serve the bass, I serve the bass. You see, I've been schooling niggas. Look young, but I drop jewels on niggas. Visualize me now as I roll through with hitters. They off the chain, control them like switches. Mates ain't ambitious, I feed them all fishes. They grant my wishes, plus they see my vision and I kill for my mission. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, he serve the bass. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, I serve the bass. Come on. that I hail. Not hell. I said to the Lord I hail. Can you smell? You fucking third round. Get rolled by the tank, or your lungs bust, smoking dank. Emotions all scattered from the molly. Have your thoughts combating like karate. That's when your souls start to separate. Then you add it up, don't know whom to pray. It gets shaky, then you lose your faith. And right there with your money, you go hire saints. Doing the deal for bad deeds. Devil pick it up in me. All there with the envy. All the greed and the lust of finished seed. The world is cold. Don't trust nobody. World is cold. Even your family. World is cold. Fucking your bitch. World is cold. Niggas a snitch. World is cold. Trust nobody. World is cold. Nigga, the world is cold. Bitch, nigga, man, the world is cold. So cold they're killing animals. Sacrifices. Cannibals. Eating just like this. With magic grandmas too. Oh yeah, she get loose with a wooden broom. Watch how she sprinkle it and clear the room. Better hold on to your sight.
She'll metamorph into a snake right in your sight.
Start to sliding on the ground. Speaking different tongues, spirits around. Get shaky when you summon them. That's why I never pray to none of them. But I'm being tested by all of them. So I wrote for Dolo on my tour on them. Drop the top, this saw on them. Still steering, crossbar on them. See, I'm the racing type with the spar on them. Even my haters, they all for it. The world is cold. Don't trust nobody. World is cold. Even your family. World is cold. Fucking your bitch. World is cold. Niggas a snitch. World is cold. Trust nobody. World is cold. Nigga, the world is cold. Bitch, nigga, man, the world is cold.
Now, coming straight from the lion's den, your host.
You're now tuned in to the realest show on YouTube.
Back at the music, back at the music, back at the music. You already know. Real New York music. I keep real street music. Stay ass for it. Yeah, I'm getting stacks for real. I'm a pit master, I'm a master pit. Interstate 87 moving pounds of pit. Four hoes sucking dick and they love to snip. Got my goons in the back, dog strapped with clips. 100 grand shit store, when key rides. My goonies rolling through with the product inside. Is it drugs? No, it ain't dope or nothing. Shit I'm serving on the streets ain't detected by customs. And I'm a hot boy, 100,000 sold. Seas in the streets, got a picture of me. Yeah, where you at? On my dick, on my worm. No homo, roll hard till the wheels fall off. I got a picture off the curb and I'm peeling off. 30 carats yellow lights and I'm flossing all. Stick hit my bitch, they thought I couldn't ball. Keys to the city, now we ready for y'all. Yeah, Piff Master, who mastered that Piff? Me. Piff Master, who mastered that Piff? Me. Piff Master, who mastered that Piff? These hoes rolling around ground, they talk too much. Bitches wanna jump in, but it costs the fuck. Come on, jump in, yeah, gargle this nut. And after that, jump out, bitch, I'm done, you slut. Now back to my hood, we smoking good. Purple hazy pills, this is all in my hood. But watch for these dogs, they all hungry. Infrared beams on our waist, it ain't funny. Bloods and crips, they all want my money. See this war was on, and the streets getting ugly. Whole Syracuse, New York, stand up, stand up. Taj Mahal, I see. The Senate, finally focus film. On the ride, we groovin'. Giddy up, give me that. Niggas say pity pat, I say tickle tap. Motherfuckers, all scat. I click clack with this old rusty Mac. When I pull it out, niggas disappear like little gnats. That mean they fly away. They wide, wait. All these fucking rappers, they all dead. That mean they all sinners with they fake restraint. Best to line it up before doomsday. That mean they all ash, all trash. What's the use to gain it all if your soul trash? That mean you burn in hell with your whole cast, with all your dogs, your fucking gay lords, with your Robin jeans and your Tom Fords, with your Chanel scent, your butt pay your rent. About to ear this nigga, Boy, I can't see, keep moving too fast. Keep my swag up on that ass. Nigga, move over. I got these hazards on. You ain't hear my bars? Hear the song. Look at me now. Stacks on me now. I killed this rat. I'm fucking fat. 50 carats, brighten up my smile. The flow paid for. Nigga, look at me now. Man, I killed the beef. You fucking dead cow. Rolling hard. Man, the strength in numbers. Will I blow? All these haters wonder. Too late. I set my money low. You ain't heard. Fucking song. Quit smoking, nigga. That's smoke cash. More trips. More whips. Now strap the strapper off your fucking list. He outta here. And that's what happened. You get stepped on. I'm from the Bronx, nigga. What's happening? might receive it, some might miss it. Either way, my flight different. Beware when I take off, cause my rebellion is like a holocaust. That mean I'm praying and recruiting Noah's Ark, pigeon cooping. Gotta double up on my intake, X amount, the circus way. 300 men fell, that's what they all say. God versus the devil over a pot of clay. Same shit, devil's play. Even today, consequences remain the same. Private wars for the Novocaine, even putting in their veins. All my people insane. Let me proceed what you need. Proceed what you need. Witness me, proceed what you need. Proceed what you need. Witness me, proceed what you need. Proceed what you need. Witness me, proceed what you need. Don't you see me rolling? Witness HD, 1440p, 4K, what you need. See me on the time tree. I used to smoke hydro, lime green, even blue the chunky black. 124 and mad. Where's that? Oh yeah, can't forget triangle bags. Shout out Branson, he once had. Big up my yardies on Bradhurst. They see me, they bring the shit first. Got a stupid return time. They see me, they help me, I'm on the grind. Little nigga trying to come up, copping stupid ounces of the low. Man, what up? Looking for the better price. I used to send little to go pick up twice. Let me proceed what you need. Proceed what you need. Witness me, proceed what you need. Proceed what you need. Witness me, proceed what you need. Proceed what you need. Witness me, proceed what you need. Take 'em up, bring 'em up, tell. Line 'em up, voice pounds. 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 4. Your mind, it's all about war. It's time to get live like a wire. He set the microphone on fire and spit acid that'll burn the wires. Watch the K9, the coke and the tires. Or you slick, that dude a bad driver. Uncle Lenny, that nigga was a liar. He said watch the goons bring the gas, they on dire. Set the perimeter, then circle on them. Hut 1, hut 2, hurdle on them. Fitting and jumping over bodies. Brains split in half from the pellets from a shotty. New York bound, tell some John Gotti. Niggas can't stay out of trouble, they got no hobbies. But sell crack in the lobby. Ain't transmitting shit, but saying cop. good for your mind. It's all about war. It's time to get live like a wire. Kiss at the microphone on fire and spit acid that'll burn the wires. Watch the K9, the coke and the tires. Or you slick, that dude a bad driver. Uncle Lenny, that nigga was a liar. He said watch the goons bring the gas, they on dire. Set the perimeter, then circle on them. Hut 1, hut 2, hurdle on them. Fitting and jumping over bodies, brains New York bound, tell some John Gotti. Niggas can't stay out of trouble, they got no hobbies. But sell crack in the lobby. Ain't transmitting shit, but saying copy. It's all about war. It's time to get high, light up your sour. Puff, pass, and I devour. The iron lungs here, they suck up an ounce an hour. That's how I gain all my power. Lay up in the jacuzzi, marijuana shower. That ain't coke in your video, that's flour. Selling all them dummies in the lobby of some towers. I get my Royer from Broadway. Lay up and chill with the Oyers. Even on my forte, they say little man don't play. All hustle, no luck for 'em. Sticky fingers, they stuck on 'em. I'm hot 970, yeah, enough on 'em. I stop, drop, and roll, tuck on 'em. Take 'em, take 'em, break 'em. I'm a voice bounce. 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 4. Your mind, it's all about war. Fire! I'ma whip your ass. I serve the bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, he serve the bass. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, I serve the bass. Keep the place, then lift his face. Now roll up this flip, Henny with no chase. Roll as I slide through and move the bass. See everybody hating, pick the look on their face. My own bitch thought she could perpetrate. So I threw them 6s on and crushed the face. Back to this money. Shit ain't funny, gotta scrape up this cheese. Fill up my tummy, my stacks coming in. Shit ain't funny, it ain't funny. I crack a smile, but damn shorty wow. Cruise around as usual, used to pump a few fouls. Concentrated on my paper, that's how I blew child. Niggas bow down, real niggas stand up. Watch these girls close to you, they tryna fuck your plans up. Keep my money straight, damn don't I see the hate in the cracks, keys to the city. Don't perpetuate. I serve the bass, I serve the bass. He serve the bass, he serve the bass. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, I serve the bass. Come on, back around the block again, juice and gin. We about to go and re-up and games begin. We about to make moves, verbally jack fools. Supply the crews and bring the rum shoes. Gotta be sure that I get back. Certain niggas roll lag, new bitches roll lag. That's how I roll black. Gotta always stay strapped. Can't slip, can't lag. Gotta take my own risk, even though I own that. Serve the bass, I serve the bass. You see, I've been schooling niggas. Look young, but I drop jewels on niggas. Visualize me now as I roll through with hitters. They off the chain, control them like switches. Maintain them vicious, I feed them all fishes. They grant my wishes, plus they see my vision and I kill for my mission. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, he serve the bass. Bass, I serve the bass. Nigga keep serve the bass, I serve the bass. Come on.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all. Wave game in your motherfucking hand.
That's me. 745, nigga, Joe that beat. I need that big bullet. Or the truck with the HDs. Big chain on my neck, that's me.
Wave gang boss from a dog.
All rock, nigga. Trash, done that. I'm where the fun's at. With the poppies, something on the coke at. I cop 2, he giving me 5. Pure coke, I'm back of the ride. OT trip, niggas know that vibe. Stay for 5 days, 100 racks and slides. Back to the town where the goons and the thugs at. Pig, shit for love at. Homies and the bodies at. Brains where the lobbies at. We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. Fresh to death, y'all.
Wave gang in your motherfucking hand.
Yes, y'all. I've been fresh, y'all. When it's time for this, I got the best, y'all. Thought I was slipping, no, I'm at my best, y'all. Yeah, y'all like turtle and race, y'all getting left, y'all. Nigga never say never, even the best fall. I pack enough ammunition to creep on all y'all. On my side, I will never fall.
With this Kazeem mix, I splash them all.
Now the bars is raised. Time is money now. Explosives. Gotta watch where your foes, man. They wanna penetrate your corporation, getting your stuff. Who want what, nigga? My gun butt niggas. I'm on this tip when you ride for fun, nigga.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all.
Yes, yes, y'all.
We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all. We on deck, y'all. Wave game, we stay fresh to death, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. Fresh to death, y'all.
Wave gang in your motherfucking hand.
Rocking with the best.
Now rocking with the hottest DJ. With the hottest DJ. Dropping banger after banger. Bring it on now! This is your girlfriend's favorite DJ. And then on the ones and twos.
Check it out.
One by one, start to subtract. See how many motherfuckers got your back. It's time to grip up, click clack, load the clip up. All these liars bout to soon to be gripped up. My fucking arm, dog, the last whip up. I'm telling people them lies like you fucking strips up. You make me want the whole thing while I load this clip up. Click clack, boom, better stitch your lip up. Don't make me call all my niggas, they got them grips up. See, we really out here waiting for that slip up. No more glorified rhymes like you glitch your wrists up. He looking old now, he slipped up. On the other hand, I'm chipped up. Stop running around like you pumping whips up. He said I get respect out here. Like he been tough. Luch almost strangled the boy. Real? So long. Been disloyal, you around now. Time to put an end to another foul child. Disrespecting his father now. To me, still a child. The piece is up
On the child.
Hustleman in this party. fuck niggas ain't down.
All said they down.
None there when I look around. So I keep swerving and fuck these niggas. Whack, 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 whack niggas, no triggers. Imaginary gun pulling. I knock Rocky out.
I'm Dolph Lundgren.
Skeeted off with his bitch now. Never known as a snitch now. All we make is them hits now.
X you out, talking fast.
Muslim nigga, no swine. See every op just ain't your brother. No. Wanna suck the pussy?
The old lover.
Wanna talk about you undercovers? That's why your ears ring so, brother. Just stay patient with your turn. Wait, that same nigga. Boy, don't let me lay him down, down, down. Lay him down. Don't make me spray around, round, round. I'm about to lay him down, down, down. Don't make me spray around, round. To the streets. I'm about to lay him down, down, down. Lay him down, down. Don't make me spray around, round, round. I'm about to lay him down, down, down. Don't make me spray around, round, round. Let's get on. Same nigga that lay with you, same nigga that ate with you. Stupid little there, fuck nigga. All niggas want play with you. All niggas want talk tough. All niggas want be rough. Your new bitch, he try snuff. Your new car, he wanna drive. Your new jet, he wanna fly. Your new track, he hate it on. Your family member
might lead you wrong.
Your new relative, he might spray. Let off the whole clip. Black say anyway. Real shot of style, the veteran way. With that stupid flow, y'all all sound gay. And you Jocelyn, nigga, and I'm Stevie J. Better yet, call me Stanley J. That mean I jump niggas like a
Jones, nigga.
Snitching
on the phone, nigga.
I heard about your kind. You Muslim and eat swine. You pray, but you fake. You move around the mosque. You try to serve place. You try to help people. Praying for a blessing. Come on.
Scheming on my new
blessing.
Scheming on my master plan.
No snake difference. Even fans get so let me lay him down, down, down. Don't make me spray around, round, round. I'm about to lay him down, down, down. Don't make me spray around, round, round. I'm about to lay him down, down, down. Lay him down, down. Don't make me spray around, round, round. I'm about to lay him down, down, down. Don't make me spray around, round, round.
Light up is messing now. Light up is messing me up. Stay for the circle, stay for the circle, stay for the circle, stay for the circle. Light up is messing me up. Stay for the circle, stay for the circle. Light up is messing now. Light up is messing now. Light up is messing now.
Lord of His mercy, Lord of His mercy. Yeah. No boy can run to me nothing. I know. No girl can run to me nothing. I know. No pussy boy can't tell me nothing. I know. No pussy boy can't tell me nothing. I know. Find her in the jungle, yeah. PPP done them, yeah. Flex, she get stumbled, yeah.
Provided I stumble,
yeah. Jack quiz a little boy, yeah. Like your bird fumbled, yeah.
You know what I'm about to do, yeah.
Me too versatile, cowboy wild. Me day in the street,
Sex, drugs, child.
Yo, home for pound, best sound out. BX rude boy, y'all them look bold. Give me the mic, and them not count, no. Me style wicked and smooth, y'all round.
Got the keys to the city, no. And you know, say, me nah lose, no. Hustle man, me I go show them who the real done. One to the two, pound for pound John.
You know what flex, cause you know, say me on.
One, y'all from the wrong. You didn't know that me come true, Chris Boom. No pussy boy can't run. I know. No y'all can't change nothing. I know. No fit rapper can't change nothing. I know. No y'all can't change nothing. I know. Yeah.
Nigga, tired of fucking talking, nigga.
Abide Meditation has everything you need for a peaceful night's sleep. Download Abide from the App Store today.
Luke chapter 1. Many have undertaken to draw up an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who from the first were eyewitnesses and servants of the word. With this in mind, since I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I too decided to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus, so that you may know the certainty of the things you have been taught. In the time of Herod, king of Judea, there was a priest named Zechariah, who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. His wife Elizabeth was also a descendant of Aaron. Both of them were righteous in the sight of God, observing all the Lord's commands and decrees blamelessly. But they were childless because Elizabeth was not able to conceive, and they were both very old. Once, when Zechariah's division was on duty and he was serving as priest before God, he was chosen by lot, according to the custom of the priesthood, to go into the temple of the Lord and burn incense. And when the time for the burning of incense came, all the assembled worshippers were praying outside. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing at the right side of the altar of incense. When Zechariah saw him, he was startled and was gripped with fear. But the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you are to call him John. He will be a joy and delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth, for he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He is never to take wine or other fermented drink, and he will be filled with the Holy Spirit even before he is born. He will bring back many of the people of Israel to the Lord their God, and he will go on before the Lord in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the parents to their children and the disobedient to the wisdom of the righteous, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord." Zechariah asked the angel, "How can I be sure of this? I am an old man, and my wife is well along in years." The angel said to him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to tell you this good news. And now you will be silent and not able to speak until the day this happens, because you did not believe my words, which will come true at their appointed time." Meanwhile, the people were waiting for Zechariah and wondering why he stayed so long in the temple. When he came out, he could not speak to them. They realized he had seen a vision in the temple, for he kept making signs to them but remained unable to speak. When his time of service was completed, he returned home. After this, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant, and for 5 months remained. "The Lord has done this for me," she said. "In these days he has shown his favor and taken away my disgrace among the people." In the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. The angel went to her and said, "Greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you." Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High.